December 10th, 1944, evening, somewhere in Belgium. My name is James Castellano. Everyone calls me Jimmy. Private First Class, Company K, 323rd Infantry Regiment, 106th Infantry Division. I'm 21 years old, from South Philadelphia. I'm writing this in a foxhole I spent 4 hours digging into frozen ground. My fingers are so cold I can barely hold the pen. We got here this morning, replaced the 2nd Infantry Division on something called the Schnee Eifel. That's German for snow mountains. They weren't kidding about the snow part. The guys from the 2nd looked at us like we were already dead. One sergeant told me, "Good luck, kid, you're gonna need it." Then he climbed on a truck and didn't look back. I asked him what he meant. He just laughed, said we'd find out soon enough. That didn't make me feel too good. I'm a bar gunner. That's the Browning automatic rifle. 19 pounds loaded, plus I'm carrying 12 magazines. Another 13 pounds of ammunition. The thing is beautiful and terrifying at the same time. Fires 30-06 rounds, 300 to 650 rounds per minute. I can put down more firepower than 5 riflemen combined, which also means the Krauts will shoot at me first. They gave me an extra $5 a month to carry this thing. I've been sending it home to Ma. She's saving it for when Dorothy and I get married. Dorothy. God, I miss her already. Her last letter is in my breast pocket. She sent me a St. Christopher medal. Says she prays for me every night at Our Lady of Good Counsel. The medal is around my neck right now. I keep touching it. Makes me feel closer to home. My squad is good guys. Sergeant Howell is from Michigan, been in since 42, knows his stuff, says this is the quietest sector on the whole front. The Ghost Front, they call it, place where green divisions come to get their feet wet without getting shot at. He's got a photo of his wife and kid, shows it to everyone. The kid's name is Tommy, 8 years old. Howell talks about him all the time, about teaching him to fish, about how smart he is. There's Corporal Lewis from Pittsburgh. We hit it off right away. He's got a girl back home too, talks about her constantly. Betty, works at a munitions plant. He showed me her picture. Pretty girl with dark hair, says after the war he's going to work in the steel mills, like his old man. Says the pay is good, the work is honest. Then there's Martinez from Texas, O'Brien from Boston, Kowalski who's a medic, Taylor from some farm in Kentucky, Ryan who won't shut up about the Red Sox, and a bunch of others whose names I'm still learning. Wallace, Jenkins, Murphy. Good guys. All of them. The forest here is thick. Pine trees everywhere, all covered in snow. It's beautiful in a way that makes you forget there's a war on. You can't see more than 50 yards in any direction. The trees are so dense they block out most of the light even during the day. Lieutenant Morrison says the Germans are on the other side of the ridge, maybe a mile away. Says they're beaten, just old men and kids left. Says the war will probably be over by spring. I hope he's right. I really do. It's so quiet here. No artillery, no planes, just wind in the trees and snow falling. Soft and peaceful. It's hard to believe there's a war going on at all. My feet are already cold. They issued us these leather boots, but they're not insulated worth a damn. Some of the guys are stuffing newspaper in their boots for warmth. I tried it. Helps a little. Tomorrow we start regular patrols. Guard duty rotations. Getting used to the routine. I keep checking the Bay R, cleaning it, making sure I know how to clear a jam. The oil gets thick in the cold. You have to work the action more to keep it loose. Sergeant Howell spent an hour with me this afternoon going over everything. How to change magazines fast, how to clear a double feed, how to keep the barrel from overheating. He said, "Kid, you'll do fine. Just remember, short bursts, keep it clean, and don't be a hero. Heroes get dead." I'll try to remember that. Lewis asked me tonight why I volunteered for bar. I told him the truth. The extra $5 a month. He laughed. Said that's the worst reason he ever heard. Said the Krauts always shoot the bar gunner first because he's the most dangerous. Thanks, Lewis. That makes me feel real good. But then he got serious. Said if I get hit, he'll pick up the bar. Said that's what assistant gunners do. Watch each other's backs. Made me feel better. Knowing someone's got my back. Ma, if you ever read this, I'm okay. I'm being careful. Angela and Rose, I'm thinking about yous. Tell Uncle Tony I'll be home to help with the bakery soon. Tell him to save me some of those anise cookies he makes at Christmas. Dorothy, I love you. I'm coming home. I promise. We're gonna get married at Our Lady of Good Counsel, just like we planned. Father Mike can do the ceremony. Then we'll have the reception at the hall on Ninth Street. Dancing and food and everyone we know. I can picture it. You in a white dress. Me in my uniform. Everyone's smiling. I'm coming home to you, Dorothy. I swear it. December 11th, 1944. Night. First night of guard duty. 0200 to 0400 hours. Me and Lewis in a listening post 50 yards in front of the main line. It's the kind of dark where you can't see your hand in front of your face. Every sound makes your heart jump. The wind in the trees sounds like voices. The snow falling sounds like footsteps. I heard something moving out there. In the trees. My hands were shaking so bad I could barely hold the bar. Lewis put his hand on my shoulder, whispered, "Probably a deer." But I was ready to open fire. Finger on the trigger. Safety off. Heart pounding so loud I thought the Krauts could hear it. The shape moved closer. I could see it now. Something big, moving between the trees. I was about to fire when Lewis grabbed my arm. "Look," he whispered. It was a deer, a big buck with antlers, just standing there, looking at us. For a second we all just stared at each other. Me, Lewis, and the deer. Then it bounded away, disappeared into the darkness. Lewis was grinning. "You almost shot Bambi," he said. I wanted to laugh, but I was shaking too hard. When we got back to the foxhole, I couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw shadows moving through the trees, heard sounds that might be Germans, might be deer, might be nothing. Sergeant Howell found me cleaning the bar at dawn. Asked if I was okay. I lied and said yeah. He smiled. Said his first night on the line in North Africa, he almost shot his platoon leader because a tent flap moved in the wind. Said being nervous means you're paying attention. Said it's the ones who aren't scared that get killed. That made me feel a little better. The cold is worse than I thought it would be. We got these wool overcoats and field jackets, but the wind cuts right through them. Temperature must be around 15 degrees. When you breathe out, it comes out in big clouds of white. When you talk, your breath freezes in your mustache if you got one. My foxhole buddy is Martinez. He's from San Antonio, never seen snow before in his life. Keeps cursing about it in Spanish. Makes me laugh. He calls it Nieve del Diablo, devil's snow. He's a good guy, quiet mostly. But when he talks, he's funny. Tells stories about growing up in Texas, about his 6 brothers and sisters, about his mama's cooking. Says she makes the best tamales in San Antonio. We heat up K rations over little cans of sterno. Coffee tastes like dirt, but at least it's hot. The crackers are stale, hard as rocks. The cheese is okay. There's jam that's too sweet. Chocolate that's so hard you can break your teeth on it. And cigarettes. Always cigarettes. I don't smoke much. Never liked it. But Lewis smokes like a chimney though. Goes through a pack a day easy. Says it keeps him warm. Says it keeps him calm. During the day you can see the German positions across the valley. Little wisps of smoke from their fires. Wonder what they're doing over there. Probably cold and miserable just like us. Probably wishing they were home too. Lieutenant Morrison says we're stretched thin. Company K is supposed to cover 2 miles of front. That's way too much for one company. Should be maybe 1,000 yards maximum. But the brass says there's nothing happening here. Just gotta sit tight and wait. Wait for what, I wonder. The guys are talking about Christmas. 15 days away. We're all hoping for packages from home. Ma said she was sending cookies and socks. Knowing the mail, they probably won't get here until February. Lewis showed me a picture of his girl. Her name's Betty. Betty Hartman. She works at a munitions plant in Pittsburgh. Pretty girl with dark hair and a nice smile. He says they're getting married the minute he gets home. Says he's got enough money. Saved up for a ring. Showed me the ring. He keeps it in his pocket. Simple gold band. Says his grandmother's diamond will go in it when he gets home. I showed him Dorothy's picture. The one where she's wearing that blue dress. Standing in front of her house on Tasker Street. Smiling at the camera. He whistled. Said I'm a lucky guy. Yeah, lucky. We talked about after the war, what we're gonna do, where we're gonna live. He wants Pittsburgh. The strip district near the river. Says you can get a house cheap there. Says the mills always need workers. Union jobs with good benefits. I told him about the bakery. Uncle Tony's place on 9th Street. My nonno started it in 1908 when he came over from Sicily. Uncle Tony runs it now, but he's getting old. Says he wants to retire. Says the place will be mine if I want it. I want it. Always have. I love the smell of fresh bread in the morning. Love knowing everyone who comes in. Mrs. Battaglia, who always orders extra cannoli for her grandkids. Mr. DeLuca, who comes in every Saturday for his Annie's bread. The Rossi family, who orders 3 loaves every Sunday for after Mass. That's the life I want. Simple, honest, home. Lewis said it sounds nice. Real nice. My hands smell like gun oil. Can't seem to wash it off. Even in this cold, that smell is always there. On my hands, on my clothes, in my hair. I should try to sleep. Got guard duty again at midnight. But I don't want to close my eyes. Don't want to see those shadows moving through the trees again. The forest is so quiet. Too quiet. December 12th, 1944. Afternoon. Something happened today that's got me thinking. We were doing drills this morning. Squad tactics. Fire and movement. Sergeant Howell wanted to make sure we knew what we were doing. We set up a mock attack on a German position. Martinez and O'Brien were the Germans. Rest of us had to take the position using proper technique. It was going fine until O'Brien jumped up from behind his log. I swung the bar toward him, not thinking, just reacting. My finger was on the trigger. For a split second, I almost fired. Almost shot him. Then my brain caught up. Realized it was O'Brien. Realized we were training. But that split second, that moment where I almost pulled the trigger, that scared me. Sergeant Howell saw it, came over after, asked if I was okay. I told him what happened, how I almost fired. He nodded, said that's good, said it means my training is taking hold. Said in combat, that reaction will save my life. But he also said I need to be smart, need to identify targets before firing. Said you'd be surprised how many guys get killed by friendly fire. After drills, we had some free time. I spent it with Taylor. Taylor's the Kentucky kid. Quiet farm boy. Barely talks unless you ask him a question. But he's good people. We sat in his foxhole, sharing coffee. He told me about his farm, about the Cumberland Gap, about the rolling hills and the creek where he used to fish with his little brother. His brother's name is Daniel, 14 years old. Taylor taught him everything. How to fish, how to hunt, how to plow a field, how to gentle a horse. Taylor's got this girl, Sarah Jenkins, lives on the next farm over. They've known each other since they were kids. He says they're gonna get married soon as he gets back. Says his daddy already gave them 40 acres on the east side of the property. Says they're gonna build a house there. Raise horses, maybe some cattle. Simple dreams, good dreams. He asked me about my dreams. I told him about Dorothy, about the bakery, about kids someday. 3 or 4. Boys and girls. Raising them in the neighborhood where I grew up. We sat there quiet for a while, just 2 kids from different worlds, dreaming about the future. Then he said something that stuck with me. He said, "You think we're gonna make it, Jimmy?" I didn't know what to say, so I said what I hoped was true. "Yeah," I said, "we're gonna make it." He nodded, but I could see the doubt in his eyes. We're all thinking it. We're all wondering, who's gonna make it home, who's not? But nobody says it out loud. Except Taylor. He's honest like that. This afternoon, Lieutenant Morrison called us together, gave us a briefing on the strategic situation. Says Germany is collapsing. Says they're running out of men, out of fuel, out of everything. Says the Russians are pushing from the east. We're pushing from the west. Italy is lost. Says it's only a matter of time. Says this sector is quiet because there's nothing left to fight with. Says we're just here to hold the line until spring, then we'll push into Germany. Then it'll be over. Everyone cheered when he said that, but I noticed Sergeant Howell didn't cheer. He just stood there, face serious. After the briefing, I asked him why. He said, "Kid, I've been in this war since 42. I've heard that speech 100 times. It'll be over by Christmas. It'll be over by Easter. It'll be over soon. But it's never over when they say it will be." He's right. They said D-Day would end the war. Didn't happen. They said Paris falling would end it. Didn't happen. The war goes on, and guys keep dying. I don't want to think about it. Don't want to think about dying here in Belgium in the snow. I want to think about home, about Dorothy, about the bakery, about the future. That's what I'm fighting for. Not for Belgium, not for strategy, not for anything abstract. for home, for the people I love, for the life I want to live. That's enough. December 13th, 1944. Afternoon. Something's wrong. We went on patrol this morning. Me, Lewis, Martinez, and O'Brien. 2 hours through the woods to check on German positions. Lieutenant Morrison gave us a map, showed us where we were supposed to go. An old logging road about 2 miles east. Says intelligence thinks the Germans might be using it for supply runs. We moved out at 0600. Still dark. Cold. The snow was about 8 inches deep. Made walking hard. Made staying quiet harder. Lewis was on point. I was right behind him with the bar. Martinez and O'Brien covering the rear. The forest was dead silent. No birds. No animals. Nothing. That should have been our first clue something was wrong. We found the logging road. Fresh tracks. Lots of them. Vehicle tracks. Boot prints. Recent. Within the last day or two. Lewis knelt down. Studied them. He used to hunt back in Pennsylvania. Knows how to track. He looked up at me. His face was white. There's a lot of them, he whispered. A lot. We followed the tracks east, moving slow, careful, weapons ready. Then we found their positions. Foxholes, dozens of them, maybe 50, 60, all in a neat line. Fresh dug, used recently, half-smoked cigarettes still in them, empty ration tins still warm to the touch. But that's not what bothered me. The number of foxholes, the organization, the freshness. And beyond them, deeper in the forest, we could hear it. Vehicles, lots of vehicles, engines idling, the clank of treads on frozen ground, the squeaking of tank bogies. Lewis looked at me. His face said everything. This wasn't just a few Germans rotating units. This was something big. We marked the position on the map, counted the foxholes as best we could, tried to get closer to see what kind of vehicles. But then we heard voices, German voices, getting closer. We pulled back, slow and quiet, hearts pounding, made it back to our lines by 1000 hours. We reported it to Lieutenant Morrison, showed him the map, told him everything we saw, everything we heard. He wrote it all down, said he'd pass it up to battalion, said intelligence would evaluate it, but he didn't seem too concerned. Said the Germans are probably just rotating units, said they do it all the time. Lewis started to argue, started to say this was different, but Sergeant Howell cut him off, said the lieutenant had his orders, said we'd done our job reporting it. After Morrison left, Howell pulled us aside. I believe you, he said quietly, but there's nothing we can do about it. If battalion says it's nothing, then it's nothing. We just gotta stay alert. Stay alert. That's all we can do. Mail call came this afternoon. Felt like Christmas. I got 3 letters. One from Ma, one from Dorothy, one from my sister Angela. Ma's letter was full of neighborhood news. Mrs. Rossini's son Anthony is in France too, somewhere with the 1st Infantry Division. The big red one. Lucky bastard. They're veterans. They know what they're doing. Ma says everyone on 9th Street is praying for me. Says Father Mike mentioned me in Mass last Sunday. Says the whole parish is pulling for me. Says she's making my favorite cookies, pizzelles. Says she'll send them soon. Says to keep warm and stay safe. If she only knew how cold it is here. How far from safe you are. Dorothy's letter. God. I read it 5 times. Will probably read it 5 more times before I sleep. She says she's working at the Baldwin locomotive plant now. 12-hour shifts, 6 days a week. Says her hands are rough from the work, but she doesn't mind. Says every locomotive they build is one more thing helping to bring me home. Says she thinks about me every night before she falls asleep. Says she prays for me. Says she wears the ring I gave her before I shipped out, even though it's not an engagement ring yet. Says it will be, soon as I get home. Says she's saving money too. $50 already. For the bakery. For our future. For the house we'll buy on Tasker Street like we planned. Says she loves me. Says she's counting the days until I come home. Says she'll wait as long as it takes. I'm gonna marry that girl. Soon as I get home. Soon as I can afford a real ring. Soon as this damn war is over. She's everything. My whole world. The reason I'm here. The reason I'll make it home. Angela's letter is funny. She's 16 now. Thinks she's all grown up. Says Rose is driving Ma crazy. Wants to quit school and get a job at the factory like all her friends. Says I better come home soon and knock some sense into Rose. Says she prayed a rosary for me at church. Says Father Mike gave her a special blessing to pass along to me. Says everyone in the parish is pulling for me. Says I'm a hero, that everyone on the block talks about me, about how brave I am. I don't feel brave. I feel scared. Scared all the time. But I can't tell them that. After mail call, I sat in my foxhole and cried, just for a minute. Then I cleaned my face off before anyone could see. But Lewis saw anyway. He didn't say anything, just put his hand on my shoulder for a second, then walked away. That's what I like about Lewis. He understands, doesn't make a big deal out of things, just lets you know he's there. Tonight I'll write them back, tell them I'm fine, tell them not to worry, tell them the war will be over soon and I'll be home. Tell them lies, basically, but they're the kind of lies people need to hear. The pen feels good in my hand, reminds me I'm still human, still me, still Jimmy from South Philly who wants nothing more than to go home and make bread for the rest of his life, even if I don't feel like it sometimes. Christmas is 12 days away. Maybe we'll get turkey. Maybe there'll be a ceasefire, like in the first war when they played soccer in no man's land between the trenches. Maybe I'll be home by spring, walking Dorothy to church on Sunday like we used to, stopping at the bakery after for fresh bread and coffee, just like normal. Maybe. The St. Christopher medal is around my neck. I touch it sometimes when I'm scared, which is basically all the time now. Protect me, St. Christopher. Get me home safe. Back to Dorothy. Back to Ma and my sisters. Back to the bakery and 9th Street and everything I love. Please. December 14th, 1944. Night. I saw something today I can't stop thinking about. We were on work detail this morning, improving our positions, digging deeper, foxholes, stringing more wire, clearing fields of fire, hard work, good work, keeps you warm, keeps your mind occupied. I was working with O'Brien, he's a good guy, from Southie in Boston, talks about the Red Sox constantly. Drove me crazy at first, but now I kind of like it. It's normal. Reminds you there's a world outside this forest where people care about baseball. We were digging when we heard it. Artillery. Not close. Maybe 5-10 miles east. But steady. Boom, boom, boom. Like a heartbeat. Germans must be zeroing in their guns, O'Brien said. On what? I asked. There's nothing out there, he shrugged. Training maybe? Or maybe they're bored. But it didn't sound like training. It sounded purposeful. Methodical. It went on for hours. All morning. Into the afternoon. Then it stopped, suddenly, like someone threw a switch. The silence after was worse than the guns. This afternoon a jeep came up. Battalion headquarters. Major from intelligence. He interviewed Lewis and me about our patrol yesterday. Asked a lot of questions. About the foxholes. About the vehicles. About what we heard. Wrote it all down in a little notebook. Then he asked us if we actually saw any Germans. Any actual soldiers. Lewis said no. We heard them. Heard engines. But didn't see them directly. The major nodded. Like that's what he expected. Then he said, Son, I appreciate your vigilance. But intelligence indicates the German forces in this sector are minimal. Probably what you heard was supply trucks bringing rations. What you saw were reserve positions being prepared as a precaution. Nothing to worry about. Lewis started to argue. I could see it in his face, but Sergeant Howell was standing right there, shook his head slightly. So, Lewis said, Yes, sir. After the major left, Howell pulled us aside again. Listen, he said, I know what you boys saw. I know what you heard, but the brass doesn't want to hear it. They've already made up their minds that nothing's happening here, so all we can do is be ready. Ready for what? Lewis asked. Howell just looked at him, didn't answer. We spent the rest of the afternoon checking our gear, making sure everything worked. Bar, rifles, grenades, everything. Sergeant Howell made me break down the bar and reassemble it 5 times. Timed me. Made me do it faster each time. Said, if it jams in combat, I need to clear it in seconds, not minutes. My fingers were numb from the cold, but I did it. 5 times. Got it down to 15 seconds. Good, he said. Remember that. Your life might depend on it someday. I hope he's wrong. Tonight I'm on guard duty again, midnight to 0200, with Taylor this time. I like Taylor. He's quiet, doesn't talk much, but when he does talk, it means something. We're in the listening post right now. Riding by moonlight, Taylor's keeping watch. It's so cold my breath is freezing on my collar. The metal of the bar is so cold it burns to touch with bare skin. My feet are numb. Can't feel my toes anymore. Kowalski looked at my feet yesterday, said I need to change my socks more often, said I need to keep them dry. Said frostbite is a real danger. How am I supposed to keep my feet dry when I'm standing in a frozen hole in the ground? I can hear them again. Across the valley, the Germans, engines, voices, movement. Taylor hears it too. I can tell by the way he's sitting. Alert. Tense. Ready. You think something's coming? He whispers. I don't know what to say, so I tell him the truth. Yeah, I whisper back. I think something's coming. He nods. Me too. We sit in silence for a while, listening, watching, waiting. Jimmy, he says quietly, if something happens, if it gets bad, promise me something. What? Promise you'll tell my folks. Tell them I tried. Tell them I thought about them. Tell Sarah I loved her. Don't talk like that, I say. Nothing's gonna happen. Promise me, he says. His voice is serious, urgent. So I promise. Even though I don't want to, even though it scares me. I promise, I say. He smiles, just a little. Thanks. We finish our shift without incident, head back to our foxholes, try to get some sleep. But I can't sleep. Keep thinking about that artillery we heard, about the vehicles, about the movement across the valley. Keep thinking about Taylor asking me to make that promise. Keep thinking something bad is coming, real bad. December 15th, 1944, night, late. 2 more days until everything changed, but I didn't know it yet. Another guard shift tonight, midnight to 0200. Me and Lewis, back in the listening post. The moon is full, almost bright as day, everything cast in silver and shadow, beautiful and eerie at the same time. I heard them again. This time, I'm sure. Vehicles across the valley, lots of them, the rumble of engines, the squeak and clank of tank treads, voices speaking German, carrying across the cold air, clear as day in the silence. Lewis heard it too. We both did. That's not a few supply trucks, Lewis whispered. That's an army. We counted, as best we could from sound, at least 20 vehicles, maybe more, moving east to west, taking up positions, and infantry, lots of infantry. We could hear them calling to each other, orders being given, equipment clanking. I'm not imagining this. When we got off shift, we reported it again. Woke up Sergeant Howell, told him everything. He believed us. I could see it in his face. But what could he do? He said he'd report it to Lieutenant Morrison first thing in the morning. Said that's all he could do. But his face said he didn't think it would matter. Lewis and I shared coffee after, sitting in my foxhole, too keyed up to sleep, watching our breath make clouds in the moonlight. We talked about after the war, like we always do, like somehow talking about the future makes it more real, makes it more likely we'll survive to see it. He told me about Pittsburgh, about the Strip District, about the house he wants to buy on Penn Avenue, 2 bedrooms, small yard, close to the mills, says he can get it for $3,000, has $2,000 saved already, says Betty will work until they have kids, then she'll stay home, raise the kids. He'll work at the mill, make good money, union benefits, pension, simple dream, good dream. You ever think about having kids? He asked me. Yeah, I said. 3 or 4, boys and girls. Raise them in the neighborhood, send them to St. Monica's like I went. Have them help at the bakery on weekends. What kind of names, Odd? He asked. I smiled. For boys, maybe Anthony after my pop, or Giuseppe after my nonno. For girls, maybe Maria after my ma, or Rose after my sister. Italian names, he said. Italian names, I agreed. Betty wants to name our first boy after her father, Charles. Call him Charlie. He smiled. Charlie Lewis. I like the sound of that. Me too, I said. We sat quiet for a while, just drinking coffee, thinking about kids we didn't have yet, kids we might never have. Jimmy, he said finally, if something happens to me, if I don't make it, will you go see Betty, tell her I loved her, give her the ring? My throat got tight. Don't talk like that. Just promise me, he said. Please. So I promised. I'll tell her, I promise. He nodded. Thanks. Then he got serious. You think we're gonna make it, Jimmy? Really? I wanted to lie, wanted to say yes, absolutely, of course we'll make it, but I couldn't, not to Lewis, not to my best friend. I don't know, I said honestly, but we gotta try. We gotta believe we will. Yeah, he said, we gotta believe. We finished our coffee. Lewis went to his foxhole. I stayed in mine. I can't sleep. My mind is racing. Those sounds across the valley, those vehicles, that infantry, something is coming, something big. I can feel it in my bones. The stars are out tonight, millions of them. More than you can ever see in the city. Back home, you can barely see any stars. Too many lights. But here, in this frozen Belgian forest, the sky is full of them. Wonder if Dorothy is looking at the same stars right now. Back home in Philadelphia, standing in her backyard, thinking about me. I hope so. I hope she's thinking about me. Hope she knows I'm thinking about her. That I love her. That I'm coming home. That nothing in this world will stop me from coming home to her. Nothing. My feet are numb again. I can't feel my toes. When I wiggle them, I can see my boots move, but I can't feel it. Kowalski says that's bad. Says that's the first stage of frostbite. Says if I'm not careful, I'll lose toes. Maybe worse. But what can I do? Change my socks. Keep them dry. That's it. I'm doing the best I can. The bar is next to me. Cleaned and oiled. Ready. 12 magazines loaded and ready. 240 rounds. Sergeant Howell made me practice today. Quick magazine changes. Clearing jams. Firing positions. Over and over until my hands were moving on their own. Muscle memory. In combat, he said, you don't think, you just do. Your training takes over. That's what keeps you alive. I hope he's right. I hope when the time comes I'll know what to do. I hope I don't freeze up. Don't panic. Don't get myself killed. Don't get my friends killed. That's my biggest fear. Not dying myself, but getting someone else killed. Lewis, Taylor, Martinez, any of them. I couldn't live with that. The rosary is in my pocket. The one Ma gave me before I shipped out. Worn smooth from generations of Castellanos praying on it. I take it out sometimes, hold it, say the prayers. Hail Mary, full of grace. The Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen. I pray we don't have to face that hour yet. Not here, not in this frozen forest, not yet. Please, God, not yet. December 16th, 1944. Dawn. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. The world exploded. I don't know what time it is. Maybe 0600. Maybe later. My watch stopped. The crystal is cracked. I don't know when that happened. 0530. That's when it started. I was asleep in my foxhole, dreaming about home, about Dorothy, about the bakery. Then the sky opened up. Artillery, everywhere. The whole forest is on fire. Shells screaming in. Hundreds of them. Thousands. The sound. I can't describe the sound. Like the world is being torn apart. Like hell itself opened up and started screaming. The ground is shaking so hard I can't stand up. Every explosion rattles my teeth, rattles my bones, rattles my soul. The trees. Oh God, the trees. Tree bursts. The shells hit the trees and explode above us, shrapnel raining down like metal rain. The trees themselves become weapons, splinters the size of your arm flying through the air. Wood and metal and death falling from the sky. Men screaming. Oh God, the screaming. I can hear them. All around me, screaming for medics, screaming for their mothers, screaming for God, just screaming. I'm huddled at the bottom of my foxhole, curled up as small as I can make myself. The earth is shaking. Every explosion sends dirt raining down on me. My ears are ringing so loud I can't hear anything else. Martinez. Martinez is gone. His foxhole was 15 feet from mine. I saw it. Saw the shell land right in it. Direct hit. 1 second the foxhole was there. The next second it was just a crater. There's nothing left. Just dirt and smoke and blood splattered on the snow. Martinez. From San Antonio, 6 brothers and sisters. Wanted to be a teacher. 19 years old. Gone. Just gone. Sergeant Howell. Oh God. Sergeant Howell. He was standing next to me. We were trying to figure out what to do, where the shells were coming from, how many, how long. Then a tree burst, right above us. The tree exploded. A huge pine tree just exploded, splinters everywhere. One of them. A splinter the size of a fence post. It went right through his chest. Right through him. 1 second he was talking, saying something about falling back to secondary positions, about organizing the defense. The next second he had 3 feet of wood sticking out of his chest. He looked down at it, looked at me. His eyes were wide, surprised, like he couldn't believe it. Then he fell, just fell, face first into the snow. I crawled to him, tried to turn him over, but there was so much blood. His whole chest was gone, just gone. His blood is on my hands, on my face. I can taste it. Metallic and warm and wrong. I turned away and vomited, couldn't help it. Sergeant Howell, from Michigan, wife and kid. Tommy, 8 years old, going to teach him to fish when he got home. Dead, right in front of me. In seconds. Lewis is next to me now. In my foxhole. He's screaming something, but I can't hear him. Can't hear anything but ringing and explosions. His mouth is moving. He's pointing. East. Toward the German lines. I look. Oh God. There's shapes in the mist. Gray shapes. Dozens of them. Hundreds. Moving through the trees. Germans. They're coming. The barrage is lifting. Moving west. Behind us. Cutting us off. The Germans are coming. Lewis is loading his rifle. His hands are shaking. His face is white. The BAR. I grab the BAR. My hands are shaking so bad I can barely hold it. Checking it. Making sure it's clean. Making sure it works. Magazine in, bolt forward. Round chambered. Safety off. I've never fired the bar at a person before. Never killed anyone. My fingers on the trigger. They're getting closer. I can see them clearly now. Gray uniforms, rifles, moving through the smoke and snow. Lewis is yelling, "Fire, fire!" I raise the bar, sight down the barrel, see a German soldier, young, maybe my age, running between trees. My finger tightens on the trigger. Oh God! Oh God! Oh God! I'm going to kill him. December 16th, 1944. Midday. I think. I killed them. I killed them and I watched them fall. I killed them and it's burned into my brain forever. The barrage stopped. Maybe an hour ago. Maybe longer. Time doesn't mean anything anymore. Just before and after. Before the barrage and after. Then they came. Volksgrenadiers. German infantry. Gray uniforms moving through the white snow. Dozens of them. Maybe 100. Maybe more. I stopped counting. They came in waves, running, crouching, firing, using the trees for cover. Lewis yelled, "Fire!" I opened up with the bar, the sound, that distinctive roar, like nothing else in the world. 20 rounds in 3 seconds, the weapon jumping in my hands, hot brass flying, the smell of gunpowder. The Germans fell. I saw them, watched them, couldn't look away. The first one, young guy, maybe my age, maybe younger. The rounds hit him in the chest. 3, 4 hits. Center mass. He spun around, arms flailing, fell face first in the snow, didn't move. I killed him. Another one, running between trees. I led him with the bar, short burst, 4 or 5 rounds. Sergeant Howell's training, short bursts, controlled fire. The rounds hit him, saw his uniform tear, saw blood spray. He went down screaming, clutching his side, still screaming. I changed magazines, hands shaking. But the training took over. Press the release. Magazine drops. New magazine in, slap it home, charge the bolt. Round chambered, ready. Kept firing. They kept coming. More Germans. Always more. Where were they all coming from? The burp guns. That's what we call their submachine guns. MP40s. They make this rapid chatter. Brrr, brrr, like tearing cloth. Bullets zipping past my head, thunking into trees, kicking up snow. So close. Inches. If I'd moved my head 6 inches left, I'd be dead. O'Brien got hit. The burp gun rounds stitched across his arm, tore through his sleeve, blood everywhere. He's screaming. High-pitched. Terrible. But he's still firing his rifle, still fighting. Kowalski crawled to him, started bandaging. Under fire. Bullets everywhere. Kowalski doesn't even flinch, just works, just does his job. I swung the bar left, saw 3 Germans trying to flank us, coming around through the trees, trying to get behind our position. I opened fire. Full automatic. The whole magazine. 20 rounds in 4 seconds. All 3 went down, tumbled, rolled, lay still. How many is that? 5? 6? I don't know. I stopped counting. The magazine ran dry. That sound, click, empty. The worst sound in the world. I ducked down, changed it. My 8th magazine. Running low, counting in my head. 4 magazines left, 80 rounds. Where's the ammunition resupply? Where's battalion? Where's anybody? The Germans pulled back. For now. Regrouping, getting ready for another push. The forest is full of bodies, gray and green, German and American. Some of them are still moving, still screaming, still dying. I can't look at them. But I can't look away. 1 German, close, maybe 20 yards. He's lying in the snow, gut shot, holding his stomach, making this sound, this awful keening sound, like an animal. Nobody goes to help him, not us, not his friends. He's just lying there, dying slow. I turn away, turn back to my foxhole, and I vomit. Can't help it. Just retch and retch until there's nothing left. My hands smell like gunpowder. The bar barrel is so hot I can't touch it. Steam rising off it in the cold air. Lewis is next to me. He's wounded. Shoulder. Blood soaking through his uniform. But he won't stop. Keeps firing. Keeps loading. His face is white as the snow. How bad? I ask. Have to yell over the ringing in my ears. It's nothing, he yells back. Just a graze. It's not a graze. It's bad. But there's nothing we can do about it. Kowalski is busy with O'Brien, and the Germans are still out there. Still coming. There's no ammunition coming up, no reinforcements, no orders. A runner came through, maybe an hour ago. Young kid. Terrified. Said Lieutenant Morrison is dead. Captain Harrison is dead. Most of the officers are dead. Said we're supposed to hold at all costs. Hold what? We've already lost 1/3 of the company. Maybe more. Sergeant Howell is dead. Martinez is dead. Half the guys I know are dead or wounded. Wallace, Jenkins, Murphy, all dead. Gone. In the first 5 minutes of the barrage, no air support. The clouds are too low. Visibility 0. Can't see anything, which means they can't either. No artillery support. Our guns are being hit too, or they're out of ammunition, or they're just keys. We're on our own, me and Lewis, Kowalski, O'Brien, Taylor, Ryan, and maybe 20 others from the company who are still alive and fighting. That's it. That's all that's left of Company K. The cold is forgotten now. The fear is forgotten. All that matters is the next magazine, the next target, the next second of staying alive. Lewis is looking at me. His face says everything. We're going to die here. All of us. In this frozen Belgian forest, 18 days before Christmas. But we're not dead yet. Not yet. I check the bar. 4 magazines left. 80 rounds. Make them count. The Germans are regrouping. I can hear them, calling to each other, getting ready for another push. They're coming again. My finger is on the trigger. I've killed people today. I watched them die. I watched the blood spray, watched them fall, and I'll have to do it again. Because they're still out there, still coming, and I'm not dead yet. This is war. This is real. God help me. God help us all. December 16th, 1944. Evening, night. I don't know anymore. They came again at dusk. We held them, barely. I'm writing this by moonlight. My hands are so cold I can barely form the letters. The paper is stiff with cold. The ink is barely flowing. Lewis's wound is worse, much worse. The bleeding won't stop completely. His whole left side is dark with blood. His face is gray. His lips are blue. Kowalski looked at the wound, shook his head, said the bullet went deep, said Lewis needs a surgeon, said without one he might lose the arm. Might die from blood loss. We have to hold until morning. Then maybe we can fall back. Maybe we can get Lewis to an aid station, if there still is an aid station, if there's still anyone left alive back there. The night attack was worse than the day. So much worse. They sent up flares, these bright white lights that float down on parachutes, turn night into day for 30 seconds. Everything cast in harsh white light and deep black shadows. Then darkness again. Your eyes can't adjust fast enough. You're blind every time it goes dark. In the flare light I could see them coming. Shadows becoming men. Men becoming targets. Men with rifles and grenades and bayonets. I fired. Changed magazines in the dark. By feel. By muscle memory. By training. Fired again. The bar jammed. Oh God. The bar jammed. The bolt stuck. Probably from the cold. Probably from firing too much. The oil gets thick. Becade thick. The mechanism freezes. German bullets hitting all around me. Snapping past my head. Thudding into the log in front of me. Kicking up snow. Lewis screaming my name. Jimmy! Jimmy! Get it working! My hands were shaking so bad. Couldn't think. Couldn't breathe. Just terror. Pure animal terror. Then the training kicked in. Sergeant Howell's voice in my head. In combat, you don't think. You just do. Pull the operating handle. All the way back. Check the chamber. Clear the round. Frozen round stuck in the chamber. Pry it out with my knife. Throw it away. New magazine. Slam it in. Charge the bolt. Feel it lock. Ready. 3 seconds. Felt like 3 hours. Got it working again. Kept firing. A German got close. Very close. 20 yards. Threw a grenade. One of those stick grenades they use. Potato masher. It arced through the air. Black against white snow. Tumbling end over end. It landed 5 feet from my foxhole. I didn't think. Just moved. Grabbed it. My hand closed around the handle. It was cold. Metal and wood. Heavy. Threw it back. It exploded in the air. Midway between me and the German who threw it. Flash of light. Bang. Shrapnel everywhere. My ears ringing worse now. Something hit my helmet. Dented it. Knocked me down. But I'm alive. Still alive. Then another German. Closer. 10 yards. Running straight at my foxhole. His rifle was empty or jammed. He pulled out a knife. Big knife. Combat knife. He jumped into the foxhole with me. No time to swing the bar around. Too close. Too fast. I dropped it. Grabbed my entrenching tool. The little shovel we dig with. It was right there. Within reach. He lunged at me. Knife raised. His face was twisted. Screaming something in German. I hit him with the shovel. Edge first. As hard as I could. Aimed for his neck. It went deep. Oh God. It went so deep. The sound, the wet crunch, the feel of it. Of metal hitting flesh and bone. Blood. So much blood. Hot blood spraying. On my hands, on my face, on everything. He made this sound, this gurgling sound, reach for me. His hands grabbed my jacket, clawing, desperate. Then he stopped. Just stopped. His eyes went empty. His hands went slack. He slumped forward. I pushed him out of the foxhole. He rolled down the embankment into the snow. I'm shaking. Can't stop shaking. I killed him. Up close, hand to hand, I felt it. Felt the shovel hit bone. Felt his blood spray on my face. I can still feel it. Hot, sticky. Freezing now in the cold. After it got quiet, after the Germans pulled back, I crawled out. I don't know why. Couldn't help myself. I looked at him. The German I killed, he had a photo in his pocket. I saw it sticking out. I don't know why I looked, but I did. I pulled it out. It's bent now, splattered with blood. His blood. But I can still see it. A woman. His wife probably. Pretty, dark hair, smiling at the camera. 2 kids. Little girl with pigtails. Maybe 8 years old. Little boy. Maybe 6. Gap-toothed grin. They're waiting for him to come home. He's not coming home. I killed him. He was somebody. Somebody's husband. Somebody's father. Somebody's son. And I killed him. I can still feel his blood on my hands. I tried to wash it off in the snow. Scrubbed and scrubbed. But it won't come off. It's frozen there. Dark red. Almost black. His eyes were blue. I saw them in the flare light before I hit him. Blue eyes like my sister Rose. Blue eyes that were full of hate and fear and desperation. Now they're empty. I took the photo. I don't know why. Put it in my pocket. Next to Dorothy's letters. Next to the St. Christopher medal. Maybe someday I can send it to his family. Tell them. Tell them what? That I killed their husband and father? That I'm sorry? That it was him or me? I don't know. I don't know anything anymore. O'Brien died 2 hours ago. His arm wasn't that bad. The burp gun rounds tore up his arm, but Kowalski stopped the bleeding. Bandaged it. Gave him sulfa powder. Morphine. But there was another wound. We didn't see it at first. In all the chaos, in all the blood and confusion. His side. Under his arm. A small hole. Looked like nothing, but the bullet had gone through his lung, punctured it. He was bleeding inside. By the time Kowalski realized, it was too late. O'Brien kept asking for his mother, over and over. Ma, Ma, I want my ma. He was 20 years old, from Boston, had a full scholarship to Boston College, was going to study engineering, wanted to build bridges. He died calling for his mother. We wrapped him in a shelter half and put him behind the line, in the snow. That's all we can do. Can't bury him. Ground's too frozen. Can't carry him. We might have to move fast, so we just laid him there, in the snow. Covered his face. Another one gone. Another friend. Another good guy. Lewis is next to me now, not talking. His lips are blue. He's cold, shivering. His wound has stopped bleeding, but that's not good. Means he doesn't have enough blood pressure left to bleed. Kowalski gave him the last of the morphine. Said it'll help with the pain. Said there's nothing more he can do. I'm down to 2 magazines, 40 rounds. After that I'm done. The bar becomes a club. But there's no more ammunition coming. No resupply. No reinforcements. Nothing. We're cut off. The Germans are behind us now, all around us. There's rumors. Someone heard on the radio before it died. The 422nd Regiment is surrounded too. The whole division is being hit. This isn't a local attack. This is big. Division level. Maybe corps level. Maybe the whole front. The Ghost Front isn't quiet anymore. It's hell. I can't sleep. Every time I close my eyes, I see that German's face. Hear that gurgling sound. Feel the shovel hit bone. I keep touching the St. Christopher medal around my neck. It's cold. Everything is cold. St. Christopher, protect me. I know I'm a sinner now. I know I've killed, but please, please protect me. I'm so tired. Haven't slept in 40 hours. Maybe more. My eyes burn. My head hurts. Everything hurts. But I can't sleep. They might come again. And if they come, I need to be ready. Lewis just asked me if I think we're going to make it. I wanted to lie. Wanted to say yes. Of course, we'll make it. But I couldn't. Not anymore. I don't know, I said. I really don't know. He nodded, like he expected that answer. If I don't make it, he said, his voice is weak, slurred from the morphine. Tell Betty I loved her. Tell her I thought about her. Tell her she should be happy. Marry someone else. Don't wait for me. Don't talk like that, I said. My throat is tight. You're gonna make it. We both are. Promise me, he said. Please, Jimmy, promise me. So I promised, again. I'll tell her, I promise. He smiled, just a little. You're a good friend, Jimmy, the best. Then he closed his eyes. I don't know if he's sleeping or unconscious. Don't know if he'll wake up. I hope he wakes up. Please, God, let him wake up. It's December 16th, 1944, 18 days before Christmas. Everyone I know is dead or dying, and I'm sitting in a frozen foxhole in Belgium, covered in blood that isn't mine, waiting for dawn, waiting to see if I'll live another day. December 17th, 1944. Morning. We're pulling back. Lieutenant, I don't know his name. He's not from our company. Maybe from battalion. Maybe whoever's left of battalion. He came through at dawn, gave the order, fall back to secondary positions. The Germans have broken through all along the line. The whole front is collapsing, but it's chaos. Men running, equipment left behind. The wounded trying to keep up, dead left where they fell. The Germans are everywhere, all around us, behind us, cutting off escape routes. Lewis can barely walk. His shoulder is bad, so bad. The whole left side of his uniform is stiff with dried blood. His face is gray. He's got a fever. I can feel the heat coming off him, even in this cold. The wound is infected. I can smell it, sweet and rotten, like meat going bad. We got separated from the rest of the company, what's left of the company, in all the confusion, in all the chaos. Me, Lewis, Kowalski, Taylor, Ryan, 5 of us. That's all that's left of our squad. 12 men when we arrived December 10th, 5 left on December 17th. Where's everyone else? Dead, gone, captured, scattered. We're trying to head west, back toward American lines, but we don't know where American lines are anymore. Don't know what's left. Don't know if there's anything left to fall back to. The forest is full of Germans. We can hear them. Vehicles on the roads. Infantry moving through the trees, calling to each other. They're everywhere. We're moving slow, trying to stay quiet, trying to stay hidden. Lewis is slowing us down, but we can't leave him. Won't leave him. We stumbled onto a German patrol, maybe 30 minutes ago, maybe a dozen of them. Came around a bend in the trail, and there they were, just standing there, 20 feet away. Both sides froze for a second. Everyone staring. Time stopped. Then everyone opened fire at once. The bar saved us. I went full automatic, didn't aim, didn't think, just pulled the trigger and held it down. Emptied an entire magazine in 4 seconds. 20 rounds. The Germans scattered. 3 of them went down. The rest took cover. "Run!" Lewis screamed. "Run!" We ran. Crashed through the trees, snow flying. Branches whipping our faces. German bullets zipping past. Ryan got hit. I heard him scream. Looked back. He was down. Rolling in the snow, clutching his chest. I started to go back. Lewis grabbed me. "No! Keep moving!" "But Ryan! He's dead! Move!" We ran. Left Ryan there, in the snow, dead or dying. We left him. God forgive us. We left him. We ran until we couldn't hear the shooting anymore. Until we couldn't run anymore. Then we stopped. Collapsed in the snow. Gasping. Hearts pounding. 4 of us now. Me, Lewis, Kowalski, Taylor. That's all. Wait. No, I'm confused. Ryan is here. He's right here next to me. He's the one who got hit in the arm. Not dead. Not left behind. Who did we leave? Martinez? No. Martinez died in the barrage. O'Brien? No. He died last night. I can't think straight. Can't remember. Too tired. Too scared. Everything is running together. I need to focus. Need to think clearly. Me, Lewis, Kowalski, Taylor, Ryan. 5 of us. We found an abandoned farmhouse. Belgian, small, stone walls, thatched roof, tucked back in the woods off the main road. The door was open, hanging on one hinge. We went inside carefully, weapons ready, and found them. An old couple. The man maybe 70, white hair, white beard. The woman maybe 65, gray hair in a bun, both shot in the back of the head, execution style. Their bodies are in the kitchen, the man slumped over the table. The woman on the floor, both stiff with cold and death. Recent, maybe yesterday. The blood is still tacky on the floor, still red, not yet brown. Who did this? Germans? Maybe. Or maybe deserters. Or maybe just men who stopped being human. War does that, turns men into animals. We're sheltering here anyway. It's the only cover we've got. Can't stay in the open. The Germans are everywhere. Lewis is sitting against the wall in the main room. His face is gray, sweating despite the cold. He's not going to make it much longer without a doctor, without antibiotics, without help. But there's no help, no doctors, no aid stations, just us. Just 4 scared guys trying not to die. Wait, five of us. I need to keep count. Need to remember. Taylor is keeping watch at the window. Kentucky farm boy. Quiet guy. Barely 18 years old. Looks 12 right now. His hands are shaking. Can't tell if it's from cold or fear. Probably both. Ryan won't shut up. Nervous talking. Rambling. About the Red Sox. About his 3 sisters. About his girlfriend back home. About anything. Just talking to fill the silence. to pretend everything is normal. Nobody tells him to be quiet. We all understand. Talking keeps him sane, keeps all of us sane. Kowalski is checking Lewis's wound, opening the bandage. The smell that comes out makes me gag. Sweet and rotten, putrid. The wound is infected, badly. Red streaks running up toward his neck. Blood poisoning. Sepsis. Kowalski looks at me, shakes his head slightly. Lewis sees it. I'm dying, aren't I? Kowalski doesn't answer, just keeps working, cleaning the wound, fresh bandage, sulfur powder. But it's not enough. Not nearly enough. How long? Lewis asks. His voice is calm, resigned. I don't know, Kowalski says quietly. Could be hours, could be days, but without real medicine. He doesn't finish, doesn't need to. Lewis nods, like he expected that. We're out of food. Finished the last K ration this morning. Nothing left. Our stomachs are empty, growling, aching. No water except snow we melt in our helmets. Mix it with coffee powder from the rations. Tastes like dirty water and chemicals. But it's warm. That's all that matters. I've got one magazine left for the bar. 20 rounds. After that, the bar is useless. Dead weight. The others have maybe 30 rounds of rifle ammunition between them. That's it. We're not soldiers anymore. We're not a squad. We're just scared kids hiding in a dead couple's farmhouse, waiting to die. It's December 17th, 17 days until Christmas. Ma will be shopping for gifts. Angela will be complaining about school. Rose will be sneaking extra cookies when Ma's not looking. Dorothy will be working at the factory, 12-hour shift, building locomotives, thinking about me, praying for me. If she only knew where I am, what I've done, what I've seen. I've killed people, multiple people, up close and from a distance. I've watched them die, watched the blood spray, heard their last breaths. I'm not the same person who left Philadelphia. I'll never be that person again. That Jimmy died somewhere in this frozen forest. Died with Martinez and O'Brien and Sergeant Howell. I don't know who I am anymore. I keep thinking about that German farmer and his wife. Who killed them? Why? They weren't soldiers. Just old people trying to survive. They lived through one war already. Probably World War I. Survived that. Thought they'd be safe in their little farmhouse. Thought the war would pass them by. They were wrong. This war, this goddamn war, it kills everyone. Soldiers and civilians, young and old, German and American and Belgian. It doesn't discriminate, it just kills. Lewis just asked me if I think we're going to make it. I wanted to lie, wanted to say yes, of course. We'll get to American lines, get Lewis to a doctor. Everything will be fine. But I can't lie anymore. Not to Lewis, not to my best friend. I don't know, I said honestly. I really don't know. He nodded. Yeah, that's what I thought. We sit in silence. The only sound is wind outside and Taylor's nervous breathing at the window. I keep touching the rosary in my pocket, the one Ma gave me. My fingers find the beads, start the prayers. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. That last part, now and at the hour of our death. Is this the hour? Is this when it ends? In a Belgian farmhouse with dead strangers in the kitchen? Please, God. Not yet, not like this, not yet. December 18th, 1944. Before dawn. I can't sleep. None of us can. We've been in this farmhouse for maybe 12 hours. Feels like 12 years. Lewis is getting worse. Much worse. The fever is burning him up. He's delirious. Talking to people who aren't here. His mother. Betty. Sometimes he thinks he's back in Pittsburgh. At the mill. At home. Other times he knows exactly where he is. Those moments are worse. When he's lucid. When he knows he's dying. Kowalski has done everything he can, changed the bandages, more sulfur powder, kept him warm. But it's not enough. The infection is spreading, red streaks all the way to his neck now, his lymph nodes are swollen, his breathing is shallow, we need to move, need to try to reach American lines, but Lewis can't walk, can barely stay conscious. And the Germans are everywhere outside. We can hear them, vehicles on the road, patrols in the forest, voices calling back and forth. We're trapped. Taylor found some food in the farmhouse, potatoes in the cellar. Old bread, hard as a rock but still edible if you soak it in water. Some cheese wrapped in cloth. It's not much, but it's something. We split it 5 ways, even though Lewis can't eat. We tried to give him some broth, but he just turned his head away. Ryan is at the window now. Keeping watch. He's been quiet for the last hour. That's not like him. Ryan's the one who talks, who fills the silence. When he's quiet, something's wrong. I crawled over to him. You okay? He didn't answer for a long time, just stared out the window. Finally, he said, My sisters. I got 3 sisters, Mary, Catherine, and Patricia. Mary's 23, Catherine's 19, Patricia's 16. I know, I said. You've told me. If I don't make it, he said. His voice was flat, dead. Who's going to walk them down the aisle? Who's going to threaten their boyfriends? Who's going to be there for them? You will, I said. You're going to make it. He looked at me then. His eyes were hard. Don't lie to me, Jimmy. Don't. We both know the truth. I didn't know what to say to that, so I just sat with him, shoulder to shoulder. 2 kids from the East Coast staring out a Belgian farmhouse window at a forest full of Germans. I'm scared, he said finally. I'm so goddamn scared. Me too, I said. We sat in silence for a while. Then Ryan said, If I don't make it, will you write to them? To my sisters? Tell them I loved them? Tell them I was thinking about them? Another promise. Another burden to carry. I'll tell them, I said. I promise. He nodded. Thanks. As the sun came up, we heard engines. Close. Very close. Everyone close. Froze. I crawled to the window, looked out carefully. German trucks, 4 of them, parked maybe 200 yards down the road. Soldiers climbing out, maybe 20, 30 of them, setting up a checkpoint. We're stuck, Taylor whispered. Can't move with them right there. Maybe they'll move on, Kowalski said, but they didn't. They stayed, setting up tents, building fires, looked like they were digging in for a while. We're trapped. Germans on the road, Germans in the forest, no way out. Lewis called my name. His voice was weak. I crawled over to him. Jimmy, he said, I need to tell you something. Save your strength, I said. No, listen. He grabbed my wrist. His grip was weak but desperate. The ring, in my pocket. Betty's ring. Take it. Give it to her. Tell her I loved her. Tell her I wanted to marry her. Tell her I'm sorry. Lewis, don't. Promise me, he said. His eyes were locked on mine, intense, desperate. Promise me you'll give it to her. Tell her I thought about her. Every day, every second. Tell her she was the only good thing in my life. Tell her to be happy, to marry someone else, to live. My eyes were burning. I promise. I'll tell her. I'll give her the ring. I swear it. He relaxed, let go of my wrist. Good. That's good. He closed his eyes. She's so pretty, Jimmy. Did I show you her picture? Yeah, you showed me. Dark hair, nice smile. Works at the plant, strong girl, smart. He was rambling now, feverish. We were going to have kids. 3, maybe 4. Charlie. We were going to name the first one Charlie after her dad. I know, I said. My voice was breaking. I love her, he whispered. I love her so much. She knows, I said. She knows you love her. He smiled, just a little. Yeah, she knows. Then he went quiet, breathing shallow, in and out, in and out. I stayed with him, held his hand. It was all I could do. The sun is up now, gray light filtering through the dirty windows. Another day, another chance to die. Or maybe our last day. Maybe today is the day we don't make it. I don't know anymore. Don't know anything except I'm sitting in a Belgian farmhouse with my dying best friend, surrounded by Germans, out of food and ammunition and hope. Merry Christmas, Jimmy. Welcome to the war. December 18th, 1944. Midday. We have to move. We have to try. The Germans on the road are still there, but we can't stay here. Lewis is dying. We're out of supplies. If we stay, we die. If we move, we might die. but at least we have a chance. We're going to try to slip past them, through the forest, circle around the checkpoint, head west, try to find American lines. Lewis can't walk, we're going to have to carry him. Kowalski and I will take him. Taylor and Ryan will cover us. We move slow, quiet. If we're lucky, we make it. If not, well, we don't think about that. We left the farmhouse at noon, said a prayer over the old couple in the kitchen, the Our Father. It's all we could do for them. Then we moved out, into the forest, into the snow, into the unknown. Lewis was semi-conscious, knew we were moving him but couldn't help. Kowalski and I made a seat with our arms, carried him between us. He's not heavy, maybe 140, 150, but after an hour he felt like 200 pounds. After 2 hours, he felt like 1,000. My shoulders were screaming, my back was on fire, my legs were shaking, but we kept going, had to keep going. We moved slow, stopping every few minutes to rest, to listen, to make sure we weren't walking into a patrol. The forest was quiet, too quiet. No birds, no animals, just snow and trees and death. We were maybe a mile from the farmhouse when we heard it. Voices, German voices, close, very close. Everyone froze. Taylor pointed, through the trees, movement, gray uniforms, maybe 10 men, maybe more, moving parallel to us, 50 yards away. We dropped, hit the ground, didn't move, barely breathed. Lewis groaned, the pain of being dropped, the fever. Quiet, Kowalski whispered. Please, quiet. Lewis's eyes fluttered open. He saw the Germans through the trees. Understood. Bit down on his sleeve to keep from making noise. The Germans moved past. Didn't see us. Didn't hear us. Kept going. We waited. 5 minutes. 10. Making sure they were gone. Then we moved again. Slower now. More careful. We heard it before we saw it. Artillery. American artillery. The distinct sound of 105mm howitzers. To the west. Maybe 3-4 miles. That's got to be St. Vith, Taylor whispered. They're still holding St. Vith, the town, critical road junction. If Americans still hold it, we have a chance. We changed direction, headed toward the sound of the guns. It took us hours, moving through dense forest, around German positions, past burned-out vehicles, past dead bodies, American and German, frozen in the snow. Some of them had been there for days, some were fresh. We didn't stop to look, didn't stop for anything. Just kept moving. Lewis was getting worse. His breathing was raspy, wet-sounding. His eyes were closed. He wasn't responding anymore. How much longer? I asked Kowalski. I don't know, he said quietly. Hours, maybe. Could be any time. We kept moving. What else could we do? As the sun started to set, we saw it. Through the trees, movement, vehicles, but not German vehicles. American. Shermans. Half-tracks. Trucks. Soldiers in olive drab. There, Ryan said. American lines. We started moving faster, down a ridge, through a clearing, half a mile, maybe less. We could see them clearly now. A whole armored column, maybe 7th Armored Division, dug in around St. Vith. We were going to make it. We were actually going to make it. Then the Germans hit. Artillery, tanks, infantry, a full assault on the American positions. And we were caught in the middle. Shells landing everywhere, trees exploding, the ground erupting. Chaos. Pure chaos. Run, someone screamed. Might have been me. Might have been Taylor. Don't know. We ran, carrying Lewis, stumbling, falling, getting up, running. A shell landed close. The blast knocked us down. I hit the ground hard, couldn't breathe, ears ringing, couldn't see, couldn't hear. I looked up, saw Kowalski, on his back, not moving. Kowalski, I screamed. He moved, sat up, blood running down his face. But alive. Ryan was ahead of us, running hard, 30 yards from the American line. Then an American tank fired. The 75mm shell went right past me. I felt the wind of it, the heat. It hit Ryan. Direct hit. There was nothing left. Just nothing. 1 second he was there, running, alive. The next second he was gone. Just gone. Pieces of cloth and metal and red spray in the white snow. I couldn't move. Couldn't think. Couldn't process what I'd just seen. Move! Kowalski grabbed me, pulled me up. We grabbed Lewis, kept running. American soldiers were waving us in, screaming, "Come on, move, move." We crawled over their perimeter, collapsed inside. Hands grabbed us, pulled us to safety, behind sandbags, behind walls, behind armor. We made it. We reached American lines, but Ryan didn't. Our own tank, our own shell, friendly fire. We made it so far, through so much, and we killed him. Medics were grabbing Lewis, putting him on a stretcher, working on him. Kowalski collapsed next to me. Blood running from a gash on his forehead, shrapnel wound, but he was alive. 3 of us left. Me, Lewis, Kowalski. That's all. That's all that's left of my squad. Everyone else is dead. Martinez, O'Brien, Ryan, all dead. A lieutenant was asking questions. Where did we come from? What unit? What happened? I told him everything. Company K, 423rd Regiment, 106th Division, the Schnee Eifel, the barrage, the attack, the retreat, the separation, everything. His face went white. The 106th, he said. We heard the 422nd and 423rd Regiments surrendered. Thousands of men. Biggest surrender since... He stopped, didn't finish. We didn't surrender, I said. My voice was hard. We fought, and we're here. He nodded. Yeah, I can see that. They loaded us on trucks, said they were evacuating wounded to the rear, said Saint-Vith couldn't hold much longer, too many Germans, not enough Americans. I looked back as the truck pulled away, at the perimeter, at the foxholes, at the soldiers digging in. They looked like us a week ago, young, scared, determined. I wanted to tell them something, wanted to warn them, wanted to say be careful, watch your backs, don't trust anyone who says it'll be easy. But I didn't say anything, just sat in that truck and watched them disappear. Lewis was on the stretcher next to me, unconscious. The medics working on him, IV in his arm, oxygen mask on his face. Is he gonna make it? I asked. The medic looked at me, didn't answer. That was answer enough. It's December 18th, 16 days until Christmas. My best friend is dying. My whole squad is gone. And I'm alive. Why? Why me? What did I do to deserve to live when they all died? I don't know. I'll never know. December 18th, 1944. Night. Field hospital. Lewis is still alive, barely. They operated on him, tried to clean the infection, gave him sulfa drugs, morphine, plasma, everything they had. The doctor said it's not enough, said the infection is too advanced, said without penicillin, without better facilities, Lewis won't make it through the night. I'm sitting next to his cot, in a tent, somewhere behind the lines, other wounded all around, moaning, crying, dying. The tent smells like blood and disinfectant and death. Kowalski is 2 cots over. They stitched up his head, gave him a bandage, said he'll be fine. Concussion, shrapnel wounds. But he'll live. Taylor is somewhere. I don't know where. We got separated in the chaos. Maybe he's here. Maybe he got sent somewhere else. I hope he's okay. Wait, Taylor. Did Taylor make it to the lines? Or was that Ryan? I can't remember. Can't think straight. I'm so tired. Haven't slept in 3 days. My brain is shutting down. Everything is fuzzy, dreamlike. Lewis stirred. His eyes opened, looked at me. Jimmy, he whispered. I'm here, I said. I'm right here. Did we make it? He asked. Did we get out? Yeah, I said. We made it. You're safe. You're in a hospital. He smiled, just a little. Good, that's good. Then his face changed, confused. Ryan, where's Ryan? My throat closed up. Ryan didn't make it. Oh. Lewis closed his eyes. That's too bad. He was a good guy. Talked too much, but he was a good guy. Yeah, I said. He was. Lewis was quiet for a moment. Then he said, "Am I dying, Jimmy?" I wanted to lie, wanted to say no, you're fine, you'll be okay. But I couldn't. Not to Lewis. He deserved the truth. "Yeah," I said. My voice was breaking. "I think you are." He nodded, like he expected that. "How long?" "I don't know. The doctor said maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow." "Okay." He said it so calmly, like we were talking about the weather. "That's okay." "Lewis, did you get the ring?" he asked. "Betty's ring?" I pulled it out of my pocket, the simple gold band. "I got it." "Good." He smiled. "You'll give it to her? Tell her I loved her?" "I will," I said. "I promise. Tell her I wanted to marry her. Tell her I thought about her every day. Tell her she made me happy. Tell her to be happy too, to live, to love someone else, to not wait for me." "I'll tell her," I said, tears running down my face now. "I'll tell her everything. Tell my ma," he said. His voice was getting weaker. "Tell her I was brave. Tell her I died thinking about her and Pop. Tell her I'm sorry I won't be coming home." "You were brave," I said. "You were the bravest person I ever knew." "Nah," he said. "I was just a kid from Pittsburgh who got drafted." "You were my best friend," I said. "You were my brother." He squeezed my hand. Weak, but there. "You too, Jimmy. You too." We sat in silence for a while, just holding hands, two kids from Pennsylvania who'd never been outside the state before all this, who thought they'd grow old together, work in their factories and bakeries, raise their kids together, watch them grow up, die in their beds at age 80 surrounded by grandchildren. But that's not how it works. Not in war. In war, you die at 22 in a tent in Belgium calling for your mother and your girl. "Jimmy," Lewis said. His voice was barely a whisper now. "Tell me about Pittsburgh, about home, about the Strip District. Please." So I did. I told him about the mills, about the river, about the steel and the smoke and the sound of the whistles at shift change. I told him about his house on Penn Avenue, about Betty waiting for him, about the wedding they'd have, about the kids they'd have, Charlie. Betty wanted to name the first one Charlie. I told him about the life he'd have, the life he deserved, the life he'd never get. He smiled, eyes closed, listening. "That sounds nice," he whispered. "Real nice." His breathing was getting slower, shallower. "Lewis," I said. "Lewis, stay with me." "I'm tired, Jimmy," he said. "So tired." "I know," I said. "I know you are. But stay. Please, stay." "Tell Betty I love her," he whispered. "Tell her." "I will," I said. "I promise. I'll tell her." His hand squeezed mine one more time, then it went slack. His chest rose, fell, rose again, fell, and then it stopped. Just like that. One moment he was there, the next moment he wasn't. My best friend, my brother, the guy who watched my back, who made me laugh, who talked about his dreams and listened to mine. Gone. I sat there holding his hand for a long time, don't know how long. Could have been minutes, could have been hours. A medic came over, checked for a pulse, shook his head, put a blanket over Lewis's face. "I'm sorry, soldier," he said. "Sorry. Everyone's always sorry." I took Lewis's dog tags, ripped them off his neck, put them in my pocket with the others. 2 sets now. O'Brien, Lewis, 2 of my brothers, dead. Kowalski came over, sat next to me, didn't say anything, just sat there. We sat in silence, in a tent full of dying men, in Belgium, in December, in hell. All of my original squad is dead. Martinez, O'Brien, Ryan, Lewis, Sergeant Howell, Taylor, everyone. Wait, Taylor. Is Taylor dead? I can't remember, can't think. Everything is running together. Faces, names, who's alive, who's dead. I'm so tired, so goddamn tired. Lewis is dead. My best friend is dead. And I'm still alive. Why? Why me? I don't want to be alive anymore. Don't want to feel this. Don't want to carry this. But I am, and I do, and I have to keep going. For them, for Lewis, for all of them. I have to tell Betty, have to give her the ring, have to let her know Lewis loved her. I have to make it home, have to survive, for them, because they can't. I'm crying, can't stop crying, Great heaving sobs, my whole body shaking. Kowalski puts his arm around me, says nothing, just sits there. That's all anyone can do. Just sit, just be there, just witness the breaking. Lewis. Oh, God. Lewis, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I tried to save you. I tried so hard. But it wasn't enough. Nothing was enough. December 19th, 1944. Morning. I don't remember falling asleep. Don't remember anything after Lewis died. Just blank. Empty. I woke up on a cot in the hospital tent. Someone must have moved me, put me there, covered me with a blanket. It's morning, gray light through the tent flap, the sound of artillery in the distance. The war goes on. Lewis's cot is empty. They took his body. Don't know where. Don't know if I'll ever know. Kowalski is still here, awake, sitting on his cot, staring at nothing. You okay? I asked. Stupid question. He looked at me. No. Are you? No. We sat in silence. A chaplain came through, making rounds, talking to the wounded, offering comfort, prayers. He stopped at my cot. Son, I heard about your friend. I'm sorry for your loss. I didn't say anything. What was there to say? Would you like to pray with me? He asked. I shook my head. I don't think God is listening. The chaplain sat down next to me. He's always listening, even when we can't hear him. Then why? I said. My voice was hard, angry. Why did Lewis die? Why did any of them die? They were good men, better than me. Why them and not me? The chaplain was quiet for a moment. Then he said, I don't know. I don't have answers for that. No one does. All I know is that their sacrifice meant something, that they died trying to stop evil, that they died as heroes. They weren't heroes, I said. They were just kids, just scared kids trying to survive. That's what makes them heroes, the chaplain said. They were scared, but they fought anyway. They stayed. They didn't run. I didn't answer, didn't have the energy to argue. The chaplain put his hand on my shoulder. God sees your pain, son. He weeps with you, and he will give you strength to carry on, to honor your friends, to live for them. He said a prayer. I don't remember the words. Don't remember anything except wanting him to leave. After he left, I just sat there. Empty. Hollow. A lieutenant came by. Different one from yesterday. He had a clipboard, taking names, sorting out who's who. Private Castellano? He said. Yeah. You're with the 106th Division, 423rd Infantry. Was, I said. Company K doesn't exist anymore. He made a note. I'm sorry, but I need to ask you some questions about what happened, about the attack, about the breakthrough. So I told him everything, the build-up we saw, the reports we made that were ignored, the barrage, the attack, the chaos, the separation, the retreat, the surrender, our escape. He wrote it all down, looked grim. The 422nd and 423rd Regiments surrendered December 19th, he said. Yesterday, about 8,000 men, largest American surrender in the European theater. 8,000 men, gone. Prisoners. We didn't surrender, I said. We fought. We kept fighting. I know, he said. Your service is noted. You'll receive a commendation. A commendation, a piece of paper. That's what Lewis died for. That's what Ryan died for. That's what they all died for. A piece of paper. After the lieutenant left, I went outside. Needed air. Needed to see the sky. The hospital was in Luxembourg, small town, behind the lines, relatively safe. There were wounded everywhere, hundreds of them, some on stretchers, some walking, some missing arms, legs, eyes, the walking dead. I saw Kowalski. He was outside too, smoking a cigarette. He doesn't smoke. Never has. But he was smoking now. I sat next to him. You hear? He said. St. Vith fell. This morning. Germans overran it. Yeah, I said. I heard. All those guys, the ones we saw, they're dead or captured now. Yeah. We sat in silence, smoking, watching the wounded, watching the war. How many of us left? Kowalski asked. From the original squad? I counted in my head. Martinez, dead. O'Brien, dead. Ryan, dead. Lewis, dead. Sergeant Howell, dead. You and me, I said. That's it. Taylor? He asked. Taylor, the Kentucky kid. Where is Taylor? I don't know, I said. I lost track of him at the line. Don't know if he made it or not. Kowalski nodded. Hope he made it. Yeah, me too. We finished our cigarettes in silence. What happens now? Kowalski asked. I don't know, I said. They'll probably send us to a replacement depot, put us in new units, send us back to the line. I can't go back, Kowalski said. His voice was flat, empty. I can't do it again. Yeah, I said, wait, you can. We both can. Because we have to. Because that's what soldiers do. I'm not a soldier, he said. I'm a medic. I'm supposed to save people, but I couldn't save anyone. Not Martinez, not O'Brien, not Lewis. I couldn't save any of them. You did everything you could, I said. It wasn't enough, he said. It's never enough. We sat there, two broken kids, pretending to be soldiers, pretending to be strong, but we're not strong, we're shattered, held together by nothing but obligation and fear, obligation to the dead, to remember them, to honor them, to survive for them, and fear of breaking down completely, fear of admitting we can't do it anymore, fear of being called cowards. So we sit, and we smoke, and we pretend we're okay, but we're not okay, we'll never be okay again. December 20th, 1944. Afternoon. They're moving us, to a field hospital farther back, then to a replacement depot. My feet are bad. Frostbite. The doctor looked at them this morning, shook his head, said I'm losing toes. At least 3, maybe more. Said it could have been worse. Could have lost the whole foot. Should be grateful. Grateful, sure. Grateful I only lost 3 toes instead of more. At least I'm alive. At least I can walk. That's more than Lewis can say, more than Ryan can say, more than any of them. They loaded me on a truck with other wounded. Kowalski too. His head wound is healing, but they want to watch him. Concussion, possible brain swelling. The truck ride was rough. Every bump sent pain shooting through my feet, through my whole body. We passed through Belgian towns, small villages, some untouched, some destroyed. Civilians staring at us. Some waved, some just looked. What do they see when they look at us? Heroes? Liberators? Or just broken boys who couldn't stop the Germans? I don't know, don't care. We arrived at the field hospital around noon, bigger than the last one. More tents, more wounded, more dying. They took me to surgery, put me under. When I woke up, 3 toes were gone. Left foot, the 3 small ones, just gone. The doctor said I was lucky, said I'd heal, said I could still walk, still fight if needed, still fight. Like, I want to go back. Like, I want to see more of my friends die, but I will. If they order me, I'll go, because that's what you do. You follow orders, even when those orders get everyone killed. Kowalski is in the bed next to mine. We don't talk much, don't have anything to say, just lie there, staring at the ceiling, thinking about the dead. There's other guys from the 106th here, scattered throughout the ward. I recognize some faces. Most I don't. We don't talk about it. Don't talk about the Schnee Eifel. Don't talk about the surrender. Don't talk about anything. Some guy from 2nd Platoon started crying during lunch, just broke down, sobbing, screaming, had to be sedated. Nobody judged him. We all understood. We're all hanging on by a thread. One wrong word, one wrong memory, and we'll break too. I wrote letters today, to Lewis's mother, to Ryan's sisters, told them their boys died bravely, told them they were heroes, told them they died quickly without pain. Lies. All lies. Lewis died slowly over 2 days. Infection and fever and pain. Ryan was blown apart by our own tank. There wasn't even a body to bury. But I can't tell them that. Can't tell them the truth. So I lie. I write beautiful lies that will give them comfort. That's all I can do. I have Lewis's ring, Betty's ring, in my pocket, along with the dog tags, getting heavier every day. Someday I'll have to give it to her, have to look her in the eyes and tell her Lewis is dead, that he loved her, that he thought about her every day, that he wanted to marry her someday, but not today. Today I can barely function, can barely think, can barely breathe. Today I just tried to survive 1 more hour, 1 more minute, 1 more second. The chaplain came by again, asked if I wanted to pray. I said no. He asked if there was anything he could do. I said no. He left me a Bible. Said it might bring comfort. It's sitting on the table next to my bed. Haven't touched it. don't plan to. God and I aren't on speaking terms right now. If he's there, if he's listening, then he let Lewis die, let Ryan die, let all of them die. So what's the point of praying? What's the point of believing? I don't know, don't care. All I know is my friends are dead, and I'm alive. And that's the worst punishment of all, living. Carrying their memory, knowing I survived when they didn't. That's my cross to bear. For the rest of my life, however long that is. December 21st, 1944, morning. I had a nightmare last night. The first of many, I'm sure. I was back in the forest, back on the Schnee Eifel. The barrage starting, but this time I couldn't move, couldn't run, just stood there while shells rained down, saw Sergeant Howell get hit, saw the splinter go through his chest, saw his blood spray, saw Martinez's foxhole explode, saw pieces of him rain down, saw O'Brien die, saw Lewis die, saw Ryan explode, saw them all die, over and over, in a loop, forever. And I couldn't do anything, couldn't help, couldn't save them, just watched, just witnessed, just survived. I woke up screaming. The whole ward woke up, nurses came running, thought I was dying, thought something was wrong, but nothing was wrong, just a nightmare, just my brain processing, just me breaking. They gave me something, sedative, put me back to sleep, dreamless this time, empty. When I woke up this morning, Kowalski was gone, transferred to another hospital, or sent to replacement depot. I don't know. Didn't get to say goodbye, didn't get to say anything. Now I'm alone. The last one, the only one left from my squad. Everyone else is dead or gone. I'm truly alone now. A nurse came by, young, pretty, tried to be cheerful, asked how I was feeling. I lied, said I was fine, said the pain wasn't bad, said I was ready to get back to duty. More lies, I'm getting good at lying. She changed my bandages. The wounds are healing. The stumps where my toes used to be are pink and raw but clean. No infection, small mercies. She asked if I wanted breakfast. I said no. She brought it anyway. Oatmeal, toast, coffee. I ate because I had to, because my body needs fuel, not because I wanted to, not because I cared. Food tastes like nothing, like ash, like dirt. Everything is gray, empty, meaningless. I know I should care, should want to live, should want to go home to Dorothy, to Ma, to my sisters, but I don't feel anything. Just empty, hollow, dead inside even though my body is still breathing. Is this what they call shell shock? Battle fatigue? Whatever it is, it's real, and it's consuming me. A major came through, intelligence officer, asked more questions about the 106th Division, about what I saw, what I experienced. I told him. Everything. Again. The ignored warnings, the surprise attack, the breakdown, the surrender. He wrote it all down, said there would be an investigation, said heads would roll, said the division wasn't ready for combat, said it was a leadership failure. Leadership failure, that's what he called it. 7,000 men captured, hundreds more dead, my entire squad gone, and it's a leadership failure. I wanted to laugh, or cry, or scream, but I just sat there, numb, empty. After he left, I sat there for a long time, just staring at the wall, thinking about Lewis, about his last words, about the ring in my pocket, thinking about Ryan, about how he talked too much, about how he'll never walk his sisters down the aisle, thinking about Martinez and O'Brien and Sergeant Howell, about dreams cut short, about lives never lived, thinking about all of them, all the dead, and wondering why I'm still here, why I survived when they didn't. I don't have an answer. Don't think I ever will. Maybe there is no answer. Maybe it's just random. Just luck. Just chance. The wrong guy in the wrong foxhole at the wrong time dies. The right guy in the right place at the right time lives. No meaning, no purpose, no reason, just chaos, just death, just war. That's all it is. That's all it's ever been. And I'm one of the lucky ones. I get to live with that knowledge. Live with the guilt. Live with the memory. For the rest of my life. December 22nd, 1944, night. Something happened today, something that might change everything, or nothing. I don't know. I was lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, like I do, when I heard something outside, voices, Belgian voices, speaking French or Flemish. I don't know the difference. Then English, broken English. American soldier, inside? The nurses were talking to someone. Then one came to my bed. Private Castellano, she said. There's someone here to see you. I sat up, confused. Who would come to see me? I don't know anyone here. She brought him in, an old man, maybe 60, 70, Belgian, civilian clothes, carrying something wrapped in cloth. He looked at me, his face lit up. You, the American, from the forest. I didn't recognize him at first, then it clicked. Jacques, I said, is that you? The Belgian man who saved my life, who guided me through the German lines, who got me to safety on Christmas. Wait, no, that hasn't happened yet. Or has it? I'm confused. My timeline is all mixed up. No, that was a different time, a different memory, or maybe a dream. I don't know anymore. This man wasn't Jacques. I don't know who he was, but he knew me. Somehow. You remember? He said. He was smiling, excited. I find you. I look everywhere. Finally, I find you. I'm sorry, I said. I don't remember. His face fell. December 17th. In the forest. You and friends. We hide you. My family. We hide you. Then I remembered. The farmhouse. The dead couple. No. Wait. A different farmhouse after we left the first one. Or maybe I'm mixing it up. Everything is blurred, confused. I don't remember, I admitted. I'm sorry. Those days are... I can't remember clearly. He nodded, understanding. War. It confused the mind. But you alive. You survive. This is good. He held out the cloth bundle. For you. From my daughter, Marie. She want you to have. I unwrapped it. Inside was a small wooden cross, hand-carved, simple but beautiful. Marie make this, he said. She say to tell the American soldier thank you. Thank you for fight. Thank you for try. Thank you for not give up. My throat got tight. Tell her thank you. Tell her it's beautiful. You keep it, he said. You remember. You remember not all is death. Not all is war. Some is kindness. Some is good. He patted my hand. Then he left. Disappeared as mysteriously as he came. I sat there holding the cross, turning it over in my hands. Marie, a little girl I don't remember. From a family I barely remember, making this for me, for an American soldier who fought, who tried, who didn't give up, even though I feel like I did give up, even though I feel like I failed. But maybe I didn't. Maybe just surviving is enough. Maybe just trying is enough. Maybe. I put the cross in my pocket. With Lewis's ring, with the dog tags, with the photo of the German soldier's family, getting heavier, but also somehow lighter, a reminder that not everything is death and destruction, that there's still kindness, still humanity, still hope. Maybe. December 23rd, 1944. The weather cleared today. For the first time in a week, the sun came out, the clouds broke. Blue sky, beautiful and terrible at the same time. Because with clear skies comes air power, and with air power comes more death. I could hear them, American planes, dozens of them, flying overhead, thunderbolts, lightning, flying fortresses, the whole damn Air Force, going east, toward the German lines, toward the breakthrough, toward the battle. Other wounded in the war cheered, clapped, celebrated. Now we'll show those krauts, someone yelled. About damn time, someone else said, but I just lay there, listening, thinking about the Germans on the ground, the ones who'd be bombed, strafed, killed, young guys like me, like Lewis, like Ryan, who just wanted to go home, who just wanted to survive, and we're going to kill them from the sky, rain death on them like they rained death on us. And the cycle continues, round and round forever. I'm not cheering, can't cheer, just feels like more death, more killing, more war. When does it end? When do we stop? When does the killing stop? I don't know. Maybe never. Maybe this is just what humans do. Kill each other. Over and over. Forever. A doctor came by this afternoon, looked at my feet, said they're healing well, said I'll be able to walk in a few days, said I'll be sent to a replacement depot after that, then back to a unit, back to the war. I don't want to go back. Don't want to see more death. Don't want to lose more friends, but I will. because I have to, because that's what soldiers do. I wrote more letters today, to Dorothy, to Ma, to Angela, told them I'm okay, told them I was wounded, but I'm healing, told them not to worry, didn't tell them about Lewis, about Ryan, about any of it. They'll find out eventually, official notifications, but not from me, not yet. I can't write those words, can't make it real by putting it on paper. So I just wrote happy lies, told them I love them, told them I'm coming home soon, told them to have a Merry Christmas. Christmas, day after tomorrow. December 25th, we'll probably get turkey, maybe some decorations, maybe carols. The army tries to keep up morale even in war. But it's not Christmas. Not really. Just another day of war, another day of death. Christmas is home. Christmas is family. Christmas is Mass at Our Lady of Good Counsel. Christmas is Ma's cooking. Christmas is Angelo's voice from the choir. Christmas is peace. This isn't peace. This is hell with tinsel on it. But we'll pretend. We'll eat our turkey and sing our carols and pretend everything is normal. Because what else can we do? The chaplain is organizing a Christmas Eve service tomorrow night. Asked if I'd attend. I said I'd think about it. Truth is, I don't know if I can. Don't know if I can sit in a church and pretend to believe. Pretend to have faith. Pretend God is listening. Because if he is listening, he let Lewis die. He let all of them die. So what's the point? But maybe I'll go anyway. Not for me. For them. For Lewis. For Ryan. For all of them. Maybe. December 24th, 1944, Christmas Eve. I went to the service. I don't know why. Just felt like I should. They set it up in the largest tent, brought in benches, hung some evergreen branches, put up a cross. Simple. But it felt like a church. The place was packed. Wounded men, nurses, doctors, everyone who could move came. The chaplain led the service, read from the Bible, the Christmas story, about Mary and Joseph, about the baby in the manger, about shepherds and angels and peace on earth. Peace on earth. What a joke. But as he read, something happened. People started crying, not just one or two, lots of them. These hardened soldiers, these nurses who'd seen everything, all crying. Because for a moment we weren't in Belgium, we weren't in a war, we were home, we were with family, we were remembering what Christmas is supposed to be. The chaplain talked about hope, about light in darkness, about God being with us even in the worst times. He talked about the soldiers at the front, about the ones still fighting, about the ones who died, about how their sacrifice meant something, about how they died so others could live free. I don't know if I believe that, don't know if any of it meant anything, but sitting there listening, I felt something, just a flicker, just a tiny spark. Maybe not hope, but something, a reason to keep going, a reason to survive. We sang carols, Silent Night, Oh, Holy Night, Away in a Manger. My voice cracked, could barely get the words out, but I sang. For Lewis, for Ryan, for all of them. During communion, I went up, knelt before the chaplain, opened my mouth, received the host, body of Christ, Amen. And I cried, right there, in front of everyone, just broke down. The chaplain put his hand on my head, said a blessing, told me God loves me, told me I'm forgiven, told me I have purpose. I don't know if that's true, but for a moment I wanted to believe it. After the service, people stayed, talked quietly, shared what little they had. Coffee, cigarettes, chocolate from rations. Someone had a harmonica, played Christmas songs, others hummed along. For a brief moment it felt almost normal, almost okay, almost like we weren't in the middle of a war. But then I thought about Lewis, about Ryan, about all of them, about how they're not here, about how they'll never have another Christmas, never see home, never see their families, and the moment shattered. I went outside, needed air, needed to breathe. The stars were out, millions of them. Just like that night in the foxhole with Lewis, when we talked about the future, about our dreams. Lewis will never see these stars again, will never see anything again, but I can. I'm still here, still breathing, still alive, and maybe that's the point. Maybe surviving is how I honor them, by living, by remembering, by carrying them with me. Maybe. I pulled out the wooden cross, the one Marie made, held it in my hand. You remember not all is death, the old man had said. Not all is war. Some is kindness, some is good. Maybe he's right. Maybe in all this death and destruction, there's still some good, still some humanity, still some hope. I want to believe that, I really do. Tomorrow is Christmas. The day after, I'll probably be moved to a replacement depot, then back to a unit, back to the war. But tonight, for just a moment, I'm at peace. For Lewis, for Ryan, for all of them. Merry Christmas, guys, wherever you are. I hope you're at peace too. December 25th, 1944, Christmas Day. They gave us turkey today, actual turkey, and mashed potatoes, and cranberry sauce, and pie, real food. Christmas dinner. In the middle of a war zone. The army really does try. You've got to give them that. Everyone ate, talked, laughed even. For a few hours it was almost normal, but I couldn't shake the feeling, the wrongness of it, the guilt. Lewis isn't here for Christmas dinner. Ryan isn't here. None of them are. They're in shallow graves in Belgium, or burned beyond recognition, or in German POW camps, or just gone. And I'm eating turkey. It doesn't seem right. After lunch, the Red Cross came through, handing out packages from home, care packages that had finally caught up with us. I got one. From Ma. I opened it slowly. Inside was everything she'd promised. Pitzel cookies, my favorite, carefully wrapped in wax paper, a little broken from the journey but still perfect. Socks, 2 pairs, warm wool socks, a scarf, hand-knitted, probably by Ma herself, green and gold, eagle's colors, a rosary, a new one, blessed by Father Mike, and letters, from everyone. Ma, Dorothy, Angela, Rose, even Uncle Tony. I read them all, slowly, savoring every word. Ma wrote about the neighborhood, about who was home on leave, about who'd been wounded, about who died, about the gold stars appearing in windows up and down the street. She wrote about praying for me, about lighting candles, about the whole parish keeping me in their thoughts. She wrote about looking forward to me coming home, about the party they'd throw, about the bakery, about the future. She wrote about loving me, about being proud of me, about me being her hero. I'm not a hero, Ma. I'm just a kid who got lucky, who survived when better men didn't. But I can't tell her that. Dorothy's letter was longer, pages and pages, about her work, about the neighborhood, about our future together. She wrote about the house she wants, the kids she wants, the life she wants, with me. She wrote about waiting, about how she doesn't care how long it takes. She'll wait, forever if she has to. She wrote about loving me, about how I'm her whole world, about how she prays for me every night, about how she knows I'll come home. She just knows. I hope she's right. I hope I make it home. For her. For us. But I'm different now. I'm not the Jimmy she knew. That Jimmy died in the Ardennes. I'm someone else now, someone broken, someone damaged. Will she still love me when she sees what I've become? Will she still want me? I don't know. Angela's letter was sweet, teenage gossip and dreams, so normal, so innocent. She doesn't know, doesn't understand, can't understand. And I hope she never does. Hope she never has to see what I've seen, what I've done. Rose's letter was short. She's not much for writing. But she said she missed me, said she couldn't wait for me to come home, said she was saving her allowance to buy me a present. That made me smile. First time I'd smiled in days. Uncle Tony wrote about the bakery, about how business is good, about how the neighborhood needs bread even in wartime, about how he's getting old, about how he wants to retire, about how the place is mine when I come home, if I come home. I ate the cookies slowly, one at a time, making them last. They tasted like home, like Ma's kitchen, like everything I'm fighting for. I'm saving some. Wrap them back up carefully, for later, for when I need to remember why I'm doing this. The chaplain came by this evening, asked how I was doing. I told him better, told him the service last night helped. He smiled, said he was glad, said Christmas is about hope, about new beginnings, about light conquering darkness. I want to believe that, want to believe light can conquer the darkness I've seen, the darkness inside me now, but I don't know if it can. Some darkness is too deep, too permanent, too much a part of you now. But maybe I can try. Maybe I can fight it. Maybe I can find my way back to the light. For Dorothy. For Ma. For my sisters. For Louis and Ryan and all of them. Maybe. December 26, 1944. They're sending me to a replacement depot tomorrow. My feet are healed enough. I can walk, slowly, with a limp, but I can walk. So I'm being sent back. Back to the war, back to the line. Eventually. I don't want to go, don't want to fight anymore, don't want to see more friends die, but I don't have a choice. Soldiers don't get choices. We follow orders. We do our duty. Even when it kills us. Even when it kills everyone around us. I spent today preparing, getting my gear together. What little I have, a rifle, some ammunition, my uniform, the letters and packages from home, the wooden cross, Lewis's ring, the dog tags, everything else is gone. The bar, my pack, my equipment, all lost somewhere in the Ardennes. They'll issue me new stuff at the depot, new gear, new weapon. Maybe they'll make me a bar gunner again. Maybe not. I don't care anymore. I said goodbye to the nurses, the doctors, the other wounded. Some I'd gotten to know. Most I hadn't. We're all just passing through. Ships in the night. One guy, from 2nd Battalion, asked me what it was like. The Schnee Eifel. The breakthrough. I didn't answer, just looked at him. And he understood, nodded, didn't ask again. You can't explain it. Can't put it into words. The fear, the chaos, the death, the randomness of who lives and who dies. You just have to experience it and pray you never do. I wrote more letters tonight to Louis's mother, telling her about his last days, telling her he was brave, telling her he thought about her, telling her he loved her. I didn't mail it yet. I'll wait until I get to the depot, until I have time to think about it more, to make sure I get the words right. Louis deserves that. His mother deserves that. To know her son was a hero, even if he didn't feel like one, even if none of us do. I also wrote to Betty, Louis's girl, telling her about Louis, about his love for her, about the ring, about how he wanted to marry her, about how he thought about her every day. I told her I'd give her the ring when I get home. Told her I'd tell her everything, every story, every memory. Told her Louis was the best friend I ever had. Told her she should be proud of him. I'll mail that one too, eventually, when I can. Tomorrow I leave. Back to the war, back to the fight, back to death. But tonight I'm still here, still alive, still carrying their memory. That's all I can do. Carry them, honor them, remember them, for however long I have left. December 27th, 1944, Replacement Depot. I arrived at the depot this afternoon. It's a sprawling camp, tents and buildings, hundreds of men, maybe thousands, all waiting, all replacements, going to fill gaps in units depleted by casualties, going to replace the dead. That's what we are. Replacements, bodies to fill holes, numbers to make rosters look right. Not people, not soldiers, just replacements. They processed me when I arrived, took my information, assigned me a bunk, gave me new gear, new uniform, new rifle. No bar this time, just a rifle. M1 Garand, standard, infantry. I'm okay with that. Don't want to be a bar gunner anymore. Don't want to be a priority target again. The bunk area is crowded. Men everywhere. Some fresh from training. New guys who've never seen combat. You can tell by looking at them. Clean, eager, scared but excited. Others are like me from units that got chewed up. The 106th, the 28th. Others, beat up, tired, empty eyes. We don't talk to the new guys, don't have anything to say to them. They'll learn soon enough. They'll see what we've seen, and then they'll understand why we don't talk. I met a guy from the 422nd Regiment, 106th Division. Like me, he was captured December 19th, spent 3 days as a POW before he escaped during an air raid. He told me about the march, about how the Germans marched them east, about how they shot anyone who couldn't keep up, about the cold, the hunger, the fear. He told me about the camps, about Stalag 9B, about the conditions, about men dying from disease, from starvation, from cold. He told me thousands of our guys are still there, still prisoners, still suffering, Sergeant Howell might be there. If he'd lived, if the tree burst hadn't killed him, Martinez, O'Brien, any of them. But they're not. They're dead. I know because I saw them die. The guy from 422nd asked me how I got out. I told him. He nodded. Said I was lucky. That word again. Lucky. I'm so sick of being called lucky. This evening they fed us. Chow line, standard army food, beans, bread, coffee. Not great, but better than nothing. After dinner, I found a quiet spot. Sat alone. Pulled out the letters from home. Read them again. Dorothy's words. Ma's words. Angela's innocent chatter. Rose's sweet note. They seem so far away now. Like a dream. Like a life I used to have but can't remember clearly anymore. I wrote them back. Told them I was healing. Told them I was at a replacement depot. Told them I'd be assigned to a new unit soon. Didn't tell them I'm probably going back to the line. Back to combat. Back to death. Just told them I love them. I miss them. I'm trying to come home. The camp is noisy. Men talking, laughing, playing cards, trying to pretend this is normal. Trying to forget where they are. What they're about to do. But I can't forget. Can't pretend. Can't laugh. All I can do is sit here. With my letters. With Lewis's ring. With the dog tags of dead friends. And wait. Wait to be sent back. Wait to see if I survive another day, another week, another month. Wait to see if I'll make it home, or if I'll end up like Lewis, like Ryan, like all of them, in a grave in Belgium, or scattered in the snow, or just missing, presumed dead. I don't know. Can't know. All I can do is wait. And remember. Always remember. December 30th, 1944. I'm still at the depot. Waiting. They haven't assigned me to a unit yet. Says there's a backlog. Too many replacements. Not enough units ready to receive them. So we wait. Day after day. Nothing to do. Nowhere to go. Just wait. I'm going crazy with the waiting, the idleness, the thinking. When you're fighting, you don't have time to think. You just react. Just survive. Just get through the next second. But here, with nothing to do, the thoughts come. The memories, the dreams. I can't sleep anymore. Every time I close my eyes, I see them. Lewis dying, Ryan exploding, the German with blue eyes, Sergeant Howell torn apart. Over and over, on repeat, forever. When I do sleep, the nightmares come, worse than the memories, twisted versions, where I'm the one dying, where I'm watching myself die, where everyone's dead and I'm alone forever. I wake up screaming. The other guys in the tent understand. They don't say anything. They've got their own nightmares. We're all haunted, all broken, all just waiting. There's a guy in my tent. Name's Patterson. From the 28th Division. He was at Hurtgen Forest. Says it was worse than the Ardennes. Says they fought for weeks in dense forest. Trees so thick you couldn't see. Artillery bursts everywhere. Casualties so high they ran out of replacements. He doesn't sleep either. Just sits there. Staring, smoking, waiting. We don't talk much. What is there to say? We both know. We've both seen. We've both lost. Words don't help. Nothing helps. Another guy, Miller, is from the 4th Division. He was at Utah Beach on D-Day. Says he watched half his company die in the first hour. Says he's been fighting since June. Says he doesn't know how he's still alive. Says it's only a matter of time. He's probably right. For all of us. It's only a matter of time. Statistics. Odds. Eventually your number comes up. Eventually the bullet has your name on it. Lewis's number came up. Ryan's, O'Brien's, Martinez's, all of them. When does mine come up? Tomorrow, next week, next month, I don't know. And not knowing is torture. I got another letter from Dorothy today. She wrote it right after Christmas. Says she got my letters. Says she's glad I'm okay. Says she can't wait for me to come home. She wrote about our wedding, about the dress she wants, about the flowers, about the reception, about everything. She's planning a future. Our future. Like it's certain. Like I'm definitely coming home. I wish I had her faith, her certainty, her hope. But I don't. All I have is doubt and fear and the growing certainty that I won't make it, that I'll die here, in Belgium or Germany or wherever they send me next. And Dorothy will get a telegram and she'll cry, and eventually she'll move on, marry someone else, live the life she planned with me, but with someone who actually made it home. And I'll just be a memory. A might have been, a gold star in a window. I'm being morbid, I know, but I can't help it, can't shake these thoughts. Maybe I'm going crazy. Maybe this is what shell shock looks like. What battle fatigue feels like. Maybe I'm breaking, finally, completely. Or maybe this is just reality. Maybe this is what happens when you see too much, experience too much, survive when you shouldn't. Maybe this is the price of survival. Living with the guilt, the memories, the knowledge that better men died while you lived. I don't know. Don't care anymore. All I know is I'm still here, still breathing, still waiting. Waiting for my turn, waiting for my number to come up, waiting for the end, however it comes. January 1st, 1945, New Year's Day, New Year, new beginning, supposed to be hopeful, fresh start, all that, but it doesn't feel new, doesn't feel different, just feels like another day of war, another day of death. They had a ceremony this morning, award ceremony, Purple Hearts for the wounded, Bronze Stars for valor, Silver Stars for heroism. I got a Purple Heart for the frostbite, for wounds received in combat. A colonel pinned it on my uniform, shook my hand, said I was a hero, said I represented the best of the American fighting man, said I should be proud. I felt nothing, just stood there while he talked, while everyone clapped, while cameras flashed. It's a piece of metal on a ribbon. It doesn't bring Lewis back, doesn't bring any of them back, doesn't change anything. After the ceremony, mail call. More letters from home, one from Ma. Written December 28th. She got my letter. The one telling her I was wounded. She's worried. Says she's praying harder. Says the whole neighborhood is praying. Says to be careful. Says to come home safe. I'll try, Ma. I really will. But I can't promise anything. Can't control what happens. Can't control who lives and dies. One from Angela. She's worried too. Says Rose cried when they heard I was wounded. Says Rose is praying for me every night. Says I'm her hero. I'm not a hero, Angela. Tell Rose I'm not. Tell her I'm just a kid who got drafted, who got lucky, who survived when others didn't. No letter from Dorothy. That worries me. She writes regularly, at least once a week, sometimes more. Maybe it's just delayed. Maybe it'll come tomorrow. Maybe she's just busy. Or maybe something happened. Maybe she changed her mind. Maybe she met someone else. Someone who's home. Someone who's safe. Someone who's whole. I wouldn't blame her. I'm not the Jimmy she knew. I'm broken, damaged, haunted. She deserves better. Deserves someone who can give her the life she wants. The happy life. The normal life, not someone who wakes up screaming, who sees ghosts everywhere, who carries the dead with him wherever he goes. Stop. I need to stop thinking like this. Dorothy loves me. She'll wait. She said she would. I need to believe that. Need to hold on to that. It's all I have left. This afternoon they told me I'm being assigned. New unit. Replacement for the 106th Division. They're reconstituting it. Bringing in new men, getting it back up to strength. I'll ship out in 2 days. January 3rd. Back to Belgium. Back to the line. Back to war. I don't want to go. Don't want to see more death. Don't want to lose more friends. But I have to. Orders are orders. Duty is duty. So I'll go. I'll fight. I'll try to survive. For Lewis. For Ryan. For all of them. And maybe, if I'm lucky, I'll make it home. Back to Dorothy. Back to Ma. Back to life. Maybe. But probably not. Statistics say my number will come up eventually. The odds aren't in my favor. But I'll try. That's all I can do. Try to survive. Try to honor the dead. Try to make it mean something. Even if it doesn't. Even if it's all meaningless. Even if we're all just numbers in a report. Bodies in the ground. I'll try. For them. Always for them. January 2nd, 1945. Last entry. Probably. This is probably my last chance to write for a while. Maybe my last chance ever. So I'm writing it all down. Everything. Every name. Every memory. Every moment. So if I don't make it, someone will know. Someone will remember. Their names, Sergeant Thomas Howell, Flint, Michigan. 31 years old. Wife named Ellen. Son named Tommy. 8 years old. Worked in an auto plant before the war. Joined 42. Veteran. Knew his stuff. Good sergeant. good man, killed December 16th, 1944. Tree burst, artillery, the Schnee Eifel. He was talking about his son, about teaching him to fish when he got home, then he was just gone. He's buried somewhere in Belgium, I don't know where. Didn't have time to bury him properly, just left him in the snow. Private First Class Carlos Martinez, San Antonio, Texas, 19 years old, 6 brothers and sisters, wanted to be a teacher, loved his mama's tamales, never saw snow before Belgium, killed December 16th, 1944, direct hit, artillery barrage. First minutes of the attack, there wasn't even a body left, just a crater. He's scattered somewhere on the Schnee Eifel. Part of the forest now, forever. Private Sean O'Brien, Boston, Massachusetts, 20 years old. Had a scholarship to Boston College, going to study engineering, wanted to build bridges. Loved the Red Sox. Died December 16th, 1944. Bullet wound to the lung. Bled out internally. Took hours. Kept asking for his mother. Died calling her name. He's wrapped in a shelter half behind the line. If anyone found him. If anyone buried him. I don't know. Corporal Robert Lewis, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. 22 years old, best friend I ever had. Girl named Betty Hartman, worked at munitions plant, wanted to marry her, wanted to work in the steel mills, wanted 3 or 4 kids. First one named Charlie, died December 18th, 1944, bullet wound to shoulder. Infection, sepsis, took 2 days, died in a field hospital in Luxembourg. Last words, tell Betty I love her. He's buried somewhere in Luxembourg. They took his body. I don't know where. I have his ring. Betty's ring. I'll get it to her, somehow. I'll tell her everything, every word, every memory. Private First Class Joseph Ryan, Boston, Massachusetts. 23 years old, 3 sisters, Mary, Catherine, Patricia. Loved the Red Sox. Talked constantly, nervous talker. Filled the silence. Made us all feel less alone. Killed December 20th, 1944. Friendly fire. American tank shell. Direct hit. Near St. Vith. Trying to reach American lines. Made it within 30 yards. Then gone. There's nothing left to bury. Just blood on snow that's probably melted by now. Private James Taylor. Cumberland Gap, Kentucky. 18 years old. Farm kid. Quiet. Good guy. Little brother named Daniel. Girl named Sarah Jenkins. Wanted to raise horses. Wanted a simple life. Died December 19th, 1944. Bullet wound to leg. Infection. No medicine. No doctor. Took hours. Talked about home. About the farm. About fishing with his brother. About Sarah. Died at midnight. In a German bunker. I closed his eyes, said a prayer, buried him in shallow grave in the snow. I don't know if anyone will find him. Don't know if he'll ever go home. Private First Class Michael Kowalski, Chicago, Illinois, 24 years old, Polish immigrant, wanted to be a doctor, saved my life multiple times, good medic, good man, tried to save everyone. Couldn't save anyone. Died December 21st, 1944, shrapnel wound to abdomen, intestines damaged, bled out over 18 hours. Died in my arms in a ditch on the road to Luxembourg. I buried him next to the road. Shallow grave. Said the Our Father. That's all I could do. 7 men, 7 names, 7 friends, 7 brothers, all dead, all gone. I'm the only one left. The last survivor of my original squad from Company K, 423rd Infantry Regiment, 106th Infantry Division. Everyone else is dead or missing or captured. And I'm alive, and why? I don't know. Luck, chance, random survival. God's plan, the chaplain says. But I don't see the plan, don't see the reason, don't see anything but death and waste and meaningless sacrifice. But they weren't meaningless. They can't be. I won't let them be. They were good men. They fought, they tried, they did their duty, they died bravely. even if they didn't feel brave, even if they were just scared kids trying not to die. They were brave, they were heroes. And I'll make sure people remember. I'll tell their stories, I'll honor their memory, I'll carry them with me for the rest of my life, however long that is. Tomorrow I ship out, back to a unit, back to the war, back to Belgium. Maybe I'll survive, maybe I won't, I don't know. But I know this, I'm not the same person who landed in France in December. That Jimmy died in the Ardennes, died with his friends, died in the snow and blood and chaos. I'm someone else now, someone harder, someone colder, someone who's seen too much, done too much, lost too much. I don't know if Dorothy will recognize me when I get home. If I get home. Don't know if Ma will. Don't know if anyone will. I'm a stranger to myself now, looking in the mirror and seeing someone I don't know. But I'm still here, still fighting, still surviving. For them. Always for them. Lewis, Ryan, Taylor, Kowalski, Martinez, O'Brien, Howell, I remember you. I'll always remember you. And if I make it home, I'll tell your stories. I'll make sure the world knows your names. Knows what you did, knows what you sacrificed. You won't be forgotten, not while I'm alive, not ever. That's my promise, that's my duty, that's why I'm still fighting. For you, for all of you. Brothers, friends, heroes, rest in peace. You've earned it. Your fight is over, but mine continues. Until I come home, or until I join you. Whichever comes first. Private, First Class, James Castellano, Company 423rd Infantry Regiment, 106th Infantry Division. Survivor. Epilogue. The following is a historical note, not part of the diary. Private First Class Tanis James Castellano survived World War II. He returned to Philadelphia in October 1945. He married Dorothy Rousseau in April 1946 at Our Lady of Good Counsel Church. He took over his uncle's bakery on South 9th Street in 1948. He kept his promise to Robert Lewis. In November 1945, he traveled to Pittsburgh and gave Betty Hartman the ring. He told her everything. She cried. They stayed in touch for the rest of their lives. He wrote to the families of all his fallen squad mates, told them their sons were heroes, gave them what comfort he could. He never spoke about the Battle of the Bulge in detail, even to his family. When asked, he would simply say, I did my duty. He suffered from nightmares for the rest of his life. PTSD, though it wasn't called that then. Shell shock, battle fatigue, the invisible wounds that never heal. He and Dorothy had 4 children, Anthony, Maria, Giuseppe, and Rose, named after the people he loved, living memorials. He carried Lewis's and Taylor's and Kowalski's dog tags for the rest of his life. In his pocket. Always. Touching them sometimes when he needed strength, when he needed to remember. He kept the wooden cross Marie made him. It sat on his bedside table until the day he died. The 106th Infantry Division suffered over 8,000 casualties in 5 days during the Battle of the Bulge, the highest rate of loss of any American division in the European theater. The 422nd and 423rd Regiments surrendered December 19, 1944, approximately 7,000 men. The largest American surrender in Europe during World War II, but some didn't surrender. Some fought their way out, some survived. James Castellano was one of them. He died March 15, 2001, age 78, in his sleep, in his home on South 9th Street, surrounded by family. Among his effects was a worn diary from December 1944. The page is yellow and brittle, the ink faded, but the words still clear. A record, a testimony, a memorial to the men who didn't come home, to the brothers who fell, to the heroes who died in the snow. Their names are not forgotten. Their stories are not lost. Their sacrifice is not in vain, because someone survived to tell it, to remember, to honor. Private First Class James Castellano, Company K, 423rd Infantry Regiment, 106th Infantry Division, survivor, witness, brother. He kept his promise, he remembered, and now, so do we. The end.